here on a chilly and windy Thursday night for the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Pine Bush Bushmen. The sun is setting for our seniors, but it's not setting for our coverage. I am joined by Ryan Candia. Ryan, how are you feeling about some Thursday night football?
Excited. It's senior night here at the Ash, and I haven't seen them play yet. Hopefully we get some good play, and I'm looking forward to this game, working with the Wi-Fi.
Well, it's really important to know what the three things we need to do here to win on senior night are. So what are those three things?
Well, first of all, we got to protect the football. Brody Frederick is a very capable quarterback, but you know he's only so mobile. You want to give him protection. The other thing I heard, we have a really high, potent offense. You want to pour on the points on this team. This team's pretty good, Pine Bush. They lost to Monroe, but they got 15 points on them, and Monroe's been shutting everybody out. The last thing we want to do to this team is get at the quarterback. We want to rush the quarterback, put the defensive pressure on, and hopefully the Wildcats and their seniors can secure a victory here at the Ash tonight.
Who is the player, though, that is most impactful into this Wildcat win tonight?
Well, I heard of this number 5, Ryan Sullivan's a really good wide receiver. I hear the Sullivan brothers all the time. He's got to have a great game, put some stats up. A reliable source told me that he's second in the entire state in receiving yards. He's got to keep up that production, get those numbers up, and hopefully the Cats get a win here on senior night.
It is getting cold down here on the field, so that's why don't go anywhere, because when we go back up to the booth, we'll be back with coverage for the Warwick Valley Wildcats. Welcome everybody to the Warwick Valley High School once again at C. Ashley Morgan Field here. I'm Mackay Winfrey. You know, I wish that I had something to bounce off of right now, but I don't at the moment. So well, I spoke corrected because just joining me in the booth, got here just on time. Ryan DiCostanza. Ryan is getting himself set up right here. So I'll give him a second to get the headset on and everything. But yes, we're just about to get ready for kickoff, and he's still trying to get it sorted here. He's messing with the microphone, and here we are. All right, Ryan.
Hey.
You know, I didn't get to talk to you before pregame, so you ready?
Yeah, you know, instead of Friday Night Lights, Thursday Night Lights. Let's do this thing.
So we come in playing Pine Bush, this is going to be our toughest opponent of the season. They're only 2-2, but that does not tell how good they are. They have played 4 really good teams this season. And, you know, they lost last week to Monroe, who's undefeated and leads the section. So we'll see as the kickoff goes by number 36. It's going to be returned to still going. To about the... Oh, wow. No, that went further back than I thought it was going to go. But it'll be a first and down.
You know, I got to give a quick shout out. Who did the pregame with you?
We got Mr. Candia, Ryan Candia.
You got the Candy Man.
Yeah,
So quick shout out for filling my place. You know, glad to be here though.
Put a little candy sparkle on our field. Hopefully that'll give us our senior night victory.
Yeah, senior night, can't get better than that.
So with the Warwick offense getting ready to come out on the field, we'll see here with Brody Frederick obviously at the helm for his first snap of the night. As we get ready for the snap, Frederick takes it. It's going to be a handoff to the right side, and it's going to be a run to maybe a couple yards there. So our offensive starters for tonight, we obviously have our quarterback, Brody Frederick, our receivers, Dylan and Ryan Sullivan, Anthony Mazza, and Danny Devine. We have our running back, Muhammad Najafapur, and then our offensive line of Grant Havel, Michael Miller, Braden Harrison, Michael Hennessy, and Matthew Lupkovich as usual. So we'll see here on second down what the Wildcats come to bring. Brody steps back in the pocket. He's got a man all the way on his left side, and it's going to be caught and hauled in, and it's going to be right off the bat all the way to the end zone. It's going to be Dylan Sullivan.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about one Sullivan in the pregame, and we get the other with a touchdown.
You know, that's just a great play again by, honestly, I wasn't, expecting a huge pass play by that, but, great to get on the board quickly and just, great play.
Take the early 6-0 lead. It took 2 plays and right into the end zone go the Wildcats. Dylan came in this game, he had 8 touchdowns already on the year. That makes it 9.
That's insane.
To put in perspective for everybody at home, 9 touchdowns on 18 catches this season. So every 2 catches seems to be a touchdown from Dylan. We'll see, will be a 6, maybe 7-0 lead pending this extra point. Lining up for the kick. And this kick is up, and it is through. So an early 7-0 lead for the Wildcats over the Bushmen.
Just a great play all around, just not even a full minute in, and, Warwick's already up 7-0. I feel like that's going to be a great sign for what Warwick's got today.
Obviously you weren't here for the pregame, Ryan, but we did talk about, we were like, the Candyman gave us his info, and he said that the Wildcats tonight, they need to pour on the points if we want to take home the victory, and, that's a great start in trying to do that. So we'll take an early touchdown from Dylan Sullivan. Brody Frederick gets his 18th of the year.
Yeah, that's just, again, Warwick being 5-0. They want to come out dominant. I believe Pine Bush is 2-2 if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, I definitely think that Warwick, they want to show that their 5-0 record is true, and they want to make sure that maybe they can do 6-0.
We'll see here. Pine Bush's offense is eventually going to come out onto this field. We'll have to see what they decide to do, but the kick is going to go all the way down to about the 25. It's going to be returned back to the 30, 35. Oh, and he fumbles a football, but he gets a hold back of it, I believe, up near the 45.
Got to give credit to number 1 on Pine Bush for being able to just grab that ball once when it was fumbled. If I'm Pine Bush, I would be kind of scared of, if that's your first drive, you got to be careful of what the actual defense work might have.
So we talked about in the pregame, I got to get to this quarterback here for Pine Bush, but we didn't mention that Pine Bush is a very run-heavy team. They average more yards on the ground than through the air. So it's very interesting to note because Warwick has not played a team like that on broadcast all season. So we'll see what this Pine Bush offense brings. Snap, getting ready. Pine Bush steps back. Maybe a run to up the middle, but it's not going to go anywhere. They're going to stop him right about the line of scrimmage.
You mentioned the run game, and it kind of reminds me of the first game that we did together with the Middletown game, how one of the keys of the game was to stop. So I can assume that, defensive coordinator Ryan Tobin's definitely going to try to pressure the run game and just make sure that if they are that run-heavy team, try to make them pass if the run's not working.
And we know we have the defensive backs to be able to take that ball. We have 11 interceptions as a team this season.
Yeah, so you just got to force it.
This time going to be another run, this time all the way to the left side of the field. And he's going to break free to about the other side and on the 40.
Yeah, so that was number 36 on Pine Bush, Jacob Brown, who's a senior for Pine Bush.
They've got 3 heavy senior runners. When I did my research, their 36 was one of them, the 3 and the 4 as well. So we'll have to see if that trend is to continue, or will Warwick take an early stop to Pine Bush and the Bushmen.
If they're able to get that run, I don't think it's going to be the last time we're going to see number 36 with the ball.
Pine Bush gets ready. Takes the snap. It's going to be another handoff this time. Going to go kind of up the middle and not going to get too far here. We're going to have another second down.
Yeah, that's just a great stop again. You don't want to let anything up too early, and you want to try to force Pine Bush to try their different routes, their different options. So
we'll have to see if the second down will be a repeat of the last second down, or will Warwick have a stop instead of the third. We haven't had a third down, obviously, in this game very early on, but, with the early score by Warwick, we'll see here.
Yeah, it's tough weather. It's cold. It's starting to get a little bit more freezing, so let's see if they're able to try to just heat it up a little bit.
It's going to be important to keep your players hot and moving. They're getting ready. The ball is hiked. It's going to be another run, this time up the right side. He's got a lot of open space, and he's going to get down to about the 23, 24-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a great play again by Pine Bush, being able to just kind of fill in those gaps and just kind of navigate where the Warwick defenders aren't. So definitely think, this is a great great drive by both teams. You know, even though that Warwick's letting up those yards, they're able to just see, oh, what's up, guys? They're waving towards the camera. You know, I definitely think they're able to kind of see what are the different options that they can do. They're able to see what Pine Bush has to offer, and now it's kind of trying to get familiar with how they do. They watch film, but now it's the actual game.
We'll have to see what Pine Bush will do here on another first down. Number 18 steps back. He's going to hand it off again to the left side this time, but really for no gain.
Yeah, again, you just see that swarm. I believe it was like 4 different Warwick players just being able to read that and being able to get that stop.
I imagine Tobin had this defense, especially this defensive line, really heavily focused in on stopping the run as we get to see some of our Warwick cheer here.
Yeah, and you know, it's got to be tough, especially playing on this Thursday instead of Friday. You lose another day of practice, you know, coming off that game on Friday. So they're going to have to be able to match up. Again, they watch film, but they have one less day of practice
to prepare for the Bushmen. This time it's going to be another run, this time with the right side, but Warwick was ready for it, and they're going to stop him for a third. Oh, it might be a fumble. If it is.
I think that's a fumble, but the question is, did they blow the whistle before it was dead?
If it's a fumble, Warwick definitely got it.
Yeah, so let's see. I don't know if they're going to be challenging it because it doesn't look talking about it, but I don't see any side moving or changing.
It appears like they're going to rule it as just a down. Either way, great for Warwick, a third down here, but
yeah, again, we saw that kickoff, you know, they fumbled that one time, so if Warwick's able to just continue to add on to that pressure, I definitely think it's a good sign if they already have 2 loose balls. Definitely think we're going to see a huge turnover game, especially within this weather. They got to hold on to the ball. It's going to be a little bit harder because it's colder.
The colder it gets, the harder it is for these players to maintain ball control. Third down impending. Pine Bush going to be another run to the left side this time, and he's going to get stopped back way behind the line of scrimmage.
Again, that's just another huge play. Again, number 41 on Warwick made that play. And
Wyatt Vreeland.
Yeah, so we're looking a little less than 7 minutes, 6:40 to be exact. So it's a great sign that Warwick's able to get these stops. Again, you said that Pine Bush is a huge run team. They're making those stops.
We were a little worried going into this game. Talked to some people in the Warwick building, and we were a little concerned with being able to stop the run, but so far Warwick is proving they're able to do that so far tonight. Said so far about 3 times in that sentence, but you know what? Who's counting?
Yeah, so it's going to be a huge 4th down, so they're going to have to convert this. They're not doing the field goal, so it's going to be either get that first down or it's going to be Warwick's ball again.
I mean, I imagine they're going to have to throw this one here, so. Oh, there's a whistle. I don't know if it's a delay of game.
Yeah, so it's a 4th and 17.
I believe that's a delay of game, so 5 yards tacked onto that.
Yeah, so now they're, what was it, 4th and 17, so it's going to be 4th and...
It's 4th and long.
Yeah, 4th and long. I can't do math that quickly.
22, to be exact, but 4th and long for everyone who just wants to know the distance.
Yeah.
So, I guess if you're the Bushmen, you drove down the field very efficiently, but got into the red zone. Warwick is kind of able to stop you. How do you change it up here for this? Well, actually, we'll have to see. Wish you could get an answer, but we'll have to see for the play itself.
Yeah, let's just see what happens, and we can maybe dissect what happens afterwards.
Pine Bush. Did they false start?
I think
I thought it was a delay again the first time. No, correction. I think it's a false start.
Yes, I mean, they're going to be pushing back again, so it's just 2 consecutive penalties that are going against Pine Bush. And, again, this isn't what you want. You already have that 4th and long, and being able to tack it on 2 more times.
4th and 27 now, to be exact.
It's like they can't run it.
Definitely can't run it.
Unless they hit a huge gap, but they're going to be looking to pass this.
Here we go. It's going to be a big pass play right here. You need 30 yards about. He's got a It's going to be an interception, number 6 of the year for Lucas Siebert. He's running all the way down the sideline. He's got a blocker and a lot of open space, but he's going to go down towards the 40.
Oh, again, they force the pass, and you see what happens. You know, Warwick's defense being able to just read everything. And I know we talked about it before, how they can't get the run Pine Bush. They're going to have to force to throw, and we see that the number of interceptions that Warwick has, what you said, it was number 6 already?
Number 6 for Siebert, at least, on the season. The 12th for the team. Just huge numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you force it into, the middle of the field.
We knew that Warwick was going to be able to get these interceptions because they've been doing it all year. It was about forcing them to pass the ball, and they did that on that drive right there. There might be a Are they? Oh no, I thought they were changing the ruling there on the field for a second, but no, our offense is coming back out. I got a little confused there. I saw some offensive numbers from Pine Bush.
Let's see here.
This is the offense is out.
Oh, what I think might happen was that they might have ruled Siebert down when he made the interception.
Which wouldn't, I mean, that's still not the end of the world for Warwick. Obviously, get the ball back and get control, but I think that's what exactly, I think you were right. So they are pretty far back. So this is going to be a long drive for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I don't think it's any problem for Brody Frederick. You know, he's able to toss that ball so far, so I think he's going to be able to get it out of their own coverage.
And Brody, he's been very safe with the football this year. Nearly 70. I mean, I imagine with that last year, 75% completion percentage, and he's only got 3 picks. All came in only 1 game against Poughkeepsie, or Our Lady of Lourdes. So we'll see here. Brody steps back. He's got an open man down the right side of the field. That's going to be caught again, and it's going to be Ryan Sullivan running down the field, and he's going to get a touchdown of his own to start off number I don't even know, number 6 of the year for Ryan. He was second in the state, to my research, in receiving yards, and that's another like 90 right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't want to do any assumptions on the math, but that's got to be close to a little over 90 yards for a touchdown.
1 play, 1 touchdown for Ryan Sullivan. 2 plays, 1 touchdown for Dylan Sullivan earlier.
That is just insane.
13-0 to start out this ball game, and this is obviously pending the extra point. This is where Warwick has to be smart. You know, we talked about it. We talked about how the.
Oh wait, is this coming back?
Is it coming back? I saw the ref tap his head. I think it's coming back. So, yeah, there was a flag on the field. We didn't catch it.
Well, he made the catch, but I don't know if I saw anything that was a pen.
I think it's coming from. It was coming around the line of scrimmage. It might be holding.
Legal man downfield. Oh.
Legal man down the field. That was the official ruling.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Warwick's big play and Ryan Sullivan's touchdown will be called back.
So the question is, can Brody just do that again?
I mean, it looked pretty. I hate to say it. It looked seamless almost.
Yeah, I mean, what is that, the first play? So
they're going to run it this time. Oh, goes down right at the 2, trying to get out of their own end zone and just unable to do so right there. So it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be smart with this. Again, they're at the 2-yard line, so they got to get it out. They don't want to get the safety. They want to make sure that, you know, they're able to get a little bit more of a breathing room.
So we'll have to see. I mean, that was not what they intended, and I imagine they don't want to have to pass it on 2nd down either. So we'll have to hit on and see what our players can do here on this 2nd down. Brody getting ready. He's going to step back in the pocket this time, looks for an open man, looks out to his right side, and just a little overthrown. It's going to send us a 3rd down here.
I mean, I like that play. Again, they're forced in their own backfield. They're going to have to pass it, and it was a great pass. It was just a little over the head, so again, I don't think that's going to be the last time that Brody does a play just like that.
Yeah, Brody's not a very inaccurate quarterback. He's very, very smart with the football right there, and he honestly had the right vision down the field, but just...
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say with those 2 touchdowns, but unfortunately I'm going to have to say just that 1 touchdown for now.
But this 3rd down is going to be very big. Obviously, they won't go for it on 4th this far back, so...
I feel like anytime we talk about a 3rd down, it's always like it's a big 3rd down.
It is a big 3rd down. Every 3rd down's a big 3rd down. Fake handoff this time, and it's going to be a short pass that is just not going to go where Warwick wants it to.
Oh, they're going to be stuffed up right around the 1-yard line.
They're going to have to punt this away, I imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, they just got to clear this. They just got to, you know, hope that they get the punt off, and then hopefully that it's somewhat of a far punt. I mean, obviously you wish that if you're the punting team, but...
Warwick, I mean, nothing to be too afraid of here, obviously. I mean, Warwick, you know, you still got the early lead with the touchdown that you got at the start of the game, and Pine Bush was unable to answer, so you'll send them the ball back, right?
Yeah, so we're about like 3.5 minutes left in this first quarter.
This punt is going to be returned at about the 30 to 20. He's going to find an open lane and get down all the way to the 7-yard line, but I think the ball...
So the ball came out, but I also saw a flag that came.
So
I hear somebody saying, show them the replay, so...
there might be a flag on Pine Bush right there, which will help out, obviously, with that return to the 7, but I think the ball also came out.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's see what happens here. I mean, obviously, if this is what happens, it might be another huge opportunity for Warwick to get the ball again.
Ref talking to Sirico. Not quite sure.
Yeah, so...
I guess we'll have to see. It looks like they're starting all the way back at about 20, it looks like. Well, the ball.
Oh, so I think there are penalties on both sides. So I think, unfortunately, it still might be Pine Bushes. Or wait.
Well, there's often
No,
Warwick.
there goes Brody.
Yeah, I think they ruled it a fumble. I think Warwick got it back. So
yeah, so I think it might have been that there were penalties on both sides, but with the fumble.
that is one of in all of football, including professional levels. That is maybe the weirdest flag I have ever seen.
As many times as you can watch football, there's always something new and always something that never makes sense.
Fresh set of downs for Brody. He's going to hand it off this time to Dylan Sullivan, who's going to look for some open yardage. He's got a little bit of space down the left side, or right side, excuse me.
He hit the truck stick with that, using the shoulder to get down.
He did everything in his power to hold on to that football, and hats off to him because these players are going to have to do that to score tonight.
Yeah, there's a nice little trickery on the Warwick side. Again, it looked like Brody was going to pass it, but he does the little toss over to Sullivan. So I think it's definitely been a dominant showing on Warwick on both sides.
So second down now for Brody Frederick and the Wildcats. Red takes the snap, runs out, scrambling around outside the pocket now, finds a man open down the field, but just a little overthrown. And I'll send it to third down.
Yeah, again, just an unfortunate pass, unfortunate kind of locating. You see that Brody was on the run, but, he has men open, so it's just a matter of time of when he's actually going to be able to connect with them. And, again, with what we saw in that first drive with that huge touchdown, this might be a huge scoring game for Brody and the Wildcats.
It is not uncharacteristic to see quarterbacks get flustered after a amount of penalties, but I hope, and I don't think is what will happen to Mr. Frederick right here. We'll have to obviously see.
Yeah, you just kind of let the game come to you, let it play out, and just kind of let it be.
I imagine a pass on third down right here. It's going to be a handoff, actually. It looks like to Aaron Callender, and that is just going to get close, but not to the first down. So they will be on fourth down, and I imagine a punt here.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge fourth down, but I don't know if I see the punt team coming out. I mean, oh, there they go.
So, yeah, the punt team will come out here. So, after the eventful punt last time, let's hope for our sake in the booth that is a little more straightforward.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think the past couple of plays. It's kind of been a little bit, discombobulating a little bit. It's, we had that, interception, right?
Yeah, we had an interception. We had the fumbles. We had the double penalty flag on a punt.
Yeah, so let's see this punt again.
A high snap. Punt's off. It's a really good punt, though, all things considered. No one's running after that ball. So it's...
All right.
Is it down at the 44? I guess it is. So, didn't know if there was a flag because they all stopped running, but... down at the 44 for...
I have a feeling that this might be a little bit of a weird game, just of not knowing what exactly is happening, but...
It's a lot going on.
You know what? If anything, we can always blame it on the weather.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the cold weather. But
I always consider myself somewhat of a fall person, but when you're sitting out here in the cold, it's starting to change my mind a little bit.
Yeah, 7:30 on a Thursday night is not exactly where I want to be outside, but...
Yeah, I mean, first quarter is almost done with about minute 40 left.
The game has flown by to this point, maybe with all the flags. But Pine Bush's offense comes back out on the field. We'll see what they'll be able to do with the ball this time. Snap is ready, and it's going to be a handoff this time to the right side, and he's going to get close to a first down. I don't think he crossed the line, though.
Yeah, we can see where the chains are moving. It looks like they are, so I believe it might be a first down, unless they're going to try to spot the ball. Yeah, so with about minute 20 left.
So obviously, I forgot to mention with all the chaos that happened, our defensive starters here, we got, Aiden Corbalas, Colin Cenas, Matt Abel, and Lucas Siebert in the back of the field. Wyatt Vreeland, Grant Havel, Aaron Callender playing on both sides of the ball. Anthony Rowe, Tommy Ronan, Michael Miller, and Rashid Richardson. Ball gets off, and the play's going to go, and it's going to be a first down that time.
Okay, so
we were correct with our assumption to think it was a second. But now it's first down.
Yeah.
Okay, so to fill off, we've kind of started to slow. I can't even speak English right now. We have started to slow down with this chaotic game to start.
You know, I have a couple things that we can maybe blame it on. Maybe us not being here for 2 weeks, you know, them going away for 2 weeks, we haven't been able to do this. But, again, I got to keep going back to the weather. It's pretty cold.
We'll see. A lot of mistakes have happened on the field so far tonight. Hopefully for Warwick it doesn't continue. And it's going to be another handoff this time up the middle. And it's going to be a huge run all the way down the field. And it's going to go all the way to the end zone. No, he couldn't get there. It's going to be stopped at about the 2.
Just a huge run for Pine Bush, just being able to, you know, just go straight through the Warwick's defense. And, you know, they're probably going to have to score here. I mean, obviously they're at the 2-yard line, but let's see if Warwick's defense can kind of find a stop. It's going to be kind of difficult, you know, being so close to the end zone.
Pine Bush is number 20 there on the big run. So with the first down, not a lot of options for Warwick's defense. I mean, I imagine they're going to try and pinch him here.
Yeah, I definitely think Pine Bush is, like you said, they're a huge running team. So I think they're going to try to power through and run into the end zone instead of passing it.
You know, Warwick, they've started allowing a little bit more points per game since we were last here. But still, keeping them under 20 has been the strategy, and they've won every game.
Yeah,
and,
you know, even though that they're starting to allow a little bit more points, their offense hasn't been stepping off the gas. You know, even though I know the past 2 games they've let up a couple more points on the defensive side, but it hasn't stopped Brody Frederick. It hasn't stopped the Sullivans. They're just continuing to build onto their dominance.
And there's always places to improve, even on that offense. But this defense, they've got the opportunity. Even though they're really in their own red zone right now, they have the opportunity to get the stop here.
Yeah, and the clock is winding down with about like 5 seconds left, so they're probably just going to let this ride out into the second quarter.
Would not be. Oh, it looks like they were huddling to try and get the play off. And
yeah, so the clock strikes 0.
So that'll do it for our first quarter of Warwick Valley football. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, it'll be the Warwick Valley Wildcats and the Pine Bush Bushmen.
Have you ever played a sport in high school? Students all around the world have taken on a commitment of a school sport. How many? Not enough. Those student athletes have built the foundation and the qualities that are needed for future education and life. Hi, my name is Leah Simon, and the percentage of students involved in athletics should be raised, meaning more students should be involved in school sports. Many people are against the option of joining because it's too hard, or they're nervous of failing, which is reasonable. But, I mean, ask yourself, is failing really the worst thing? Think about it. Failing is one of the main aspects of sports. It helps boost self-esteem and make it easier for them to deal with the topic all around. Learning time management and the ability to prioritize comes with joining a sport. Student athletes are more likely to study during their downtime than an average student who has the entire weekend. Failing in school also means failing in your sport. Using your time more efficiently helps students learn to work better under that kind of pressure. Involvement in sports helps improve social skills and provide friendships. Making these types of friends in a school sport can be a core memory in high school experiences. I know I won't forget my teams. In a world where teens have more challenges to face than ever, sports are a huge help for everyone to navigate life.
Well, welcome back to the Warwick Valley Wildcats. This is the Pine Bush Bushmen here at CISD Morgan Field here for the second quarter of action. Warwick with the current 7-0 lead, but Pine Bush trying to punch it in. This is going to be the first down play, and it's going to be, I think it's over the line of, I think it's going to be over the plane.
It is a touchdown for Pine Bush.
A Pine Bush touchdown is going to put them back on the board to try and tie up Warwick here with the pending this extra point.
Yeah.
7-6.
Looks like they might be going for 2, though.
Are they lining up like it?
Let's see. Again, with this game, you never know what's going to happen.
I feel like anything could happen at this point, so we'll have to see. No, they're getting the, oh, someone dropped their phone, it looks like. Or is that the setter? It looks like a phone, a small phone that falls, so that's a setter.
Yeah, so this is going to be a kick.
Okay. That's what I figured it was, but kick is up and off, and that one is going to be
no good. Was that blocked?
I think that was blocked. I looked up and I was a little confused. I think it's blocked.
Yeah, there's the ball right there.
Right there. So, you know what? That's going to keep Warwick the lead, 7-6.
Yeah.
So, not too much to comment on right there, but good special teams defense from our players here at Warwick. You know, I want to take a second. We talked about the offense a lot, but I want to mention some statistics from our defense because they do deserve some love too. You know, we talked about the total interceptions, and we talked about Lucas Seabird as well. You know, this team, tackle leader Grant Havel, he has 45 tackles. I mean, that's 9 tackles a game. That is not anything to scoff at. He's got more tonight even.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's going to be that run game, he's going to be right there. I know when we first started doing the Middletown game, they were a huge running team, and where was he? He was everywhere. So it's going to be a huge defensive game for Warwick. I mean, especially with Pine Bush scoring and only being down 1. But now we got to see with Brody Frederick and the offense, if they're able to kind of pile on the points. Again, they kind of got unfortunate with those penalties, the punts, but definitely it's going to be a great position for Warwick.
Ball positioning was not in favor of Warwick the last 2 times out, but they've got a lot of open lanes here for Ryan Sullivan. He's trying to run down the sideline, and he's going to go out just past the 50. Big return right there for Warwick.
You know, I was going to say, it's going to be a huge defensive game, but it's also going to be a huge offensive game, especially with the special teams, you know, being able to just march down the field right off that kickoff. I don't think it matters that Pine Bush, you know, scored that touchdown. I think Warwick has one thing in mind, and that's just scoring.
Warwick has been a very pass-heavy team this season. They like to score quick and fast. Pine Bush, they like to chew the clock when they score. They run the ball a lot, so 2 different styles of offense here. But we'll see what Brody Frederick and this Warwick offense decide to do on this first down. Brody takes the ball. It's going to be a handoff to number 42. He's going to find an open lane around the outside. He's going to get just past the 40, I believe, before going out of bounds.
All right. I mean, like you said, chewing the clock, you know, why not? You know, it might be a huge offensive game, but I feel like this might come to a nail-biter, especially with kind of the plays we saw before that. You never know what's going to happen.
You know, Warwick has not scored under, I believe, 27 points this season. So if they were to hold, even if they were to just score 2 touchdowns remaining, it'd still be offensive low. But that is not to say that this game wouldn't be good or close.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we learned about Warwick is that they're always able to improvise and find different ways.
It's going to be a quick screen pass right here to try and get the first down. He's going to definitely go. He got over the line, so it'll be a first down. I believe that was Dylan Sullivan right there with the catch. It was.
Yeah, I mean, just another great play, just being able to get those extra yards, being able to get the first down. They're able to breathe. Again, we saw that first drive of Warwick in the first quarter where they're able to just score that huge touchdown. And I think now that they're just going to be a little bit more careful, you know, why not chew the clock a little bit? So
Brody Frederick goes off with another screen pass. This time it's going to be to Ryan Sullivan, who's going to have a lot of open lane, and he runs just past the 20. He gets it to about the 17 or 18.
yeah, he also uses the stiff arm, so
We got a lot of, like, heavy hitting moves here
I was going to say
tonight.
it's going to be a lot of Madden controls. It's like the button mash whenever I'm playing it.
I wish I could be controlling this Warwick offense because we got a lot of high power on it right now. So
Yeah, just a lot of great offensive plays by both sides.
Brody's going to step back in the pocket. He's going to throw it far to the end zone this time. It's going to be, I don't think it was dragged in, no.
Yeah, just a little bit out there. I mean, it was just a great play. It was a great read, but unfortunately it was overthrown just a little bit. But again, Brody's not afraid to throw that ball, and we don't blame him, especially with all the touchdowns he's able to score and all the open men, the receivers that are able to, you know, find a way to catch the ball.
Man coverage right there from one defender, and the safety tried to drop back and get on there, being a 2-on-1 coverage. So wasn't in favor of Ryan, but a great effort nonetheless. We'll see here. Brody's going to throw it again. It's going to be another screen pass this time. He's going to get on Dylan Sullivan, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone. And it's going to be another touchdown for the Wildcats.
So that's the second touchdown for Dylan Sullivan, right?
10 touchdowns in 2024 is a crazy number. But Dylan doesn't find it all that hard because he gets in the end zone for the second time tonight.
I mean, just, again, with 10 minutes, it's just I don't even know what to say. It's just
it feels because we were a little surprised in the first few games because Warwick had its previous struggles, but this year it seemed like a norm for them to put points up that quick. So just not too much to comment.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to march down the field. There wasn't any like quick, flashy passes. It's just methodically with those screens that were able to just march into the end zone, and they were able to just do just that.
So is there it appears that our offense is coming back on the field.
Wait, so is that not a touchdown?
I don't think. I thought it counted. Did they call it back?
Might have been a penalty.
I think he made it. Maybe he stepped out. I don't know what quite happened there. It's going to be a run this time, and it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, I think it got called back with a flag.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm not too sure what's going on right now.
I think it got called back with a flag. I'm not 100% positive, but not positive right there. So we'll go with we'll go with the 7-6 game. We'll go with the 7-6 game here. We'll see what this Warwick offense decides to do. I think it's what down are we on right here? I've lost complete control of what's going on. Brody steps back, a huge throw into the end zone, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be a touchdown this time
and that's a touchdown.
Anthony Mazza. Third time's the charm, it feels like, for the Wildcats, finally putting it in the end zone, and this one should count.
Yeah, hopefully that counts. I mean, I hear the crowd roaring, the score's on the board, so.
Siren goes off, so we'll take it. 13-6 now the game. If they can put the extra point up, it's an 8-point game. So, I mean, Warwick, trial and error, it felt like right there.
They're getting the ball into the end zone. It's just they're getting called on some things that, we don't know what they're being called on for because it just seems like a million things are happening at once on the field, but.
That's football.
Yeah.
Fast-paced, high-octane action. See Cole Haskew here. Senior kicker sends it up, and wow, way through the uprights.
It's good, though.
So 14-6 is the lead for the Wildcats over the Bushmen.
All right, yeah, so 14-6. Again, they scored, I was going to say 4 times, but technically only 2 because 2 of the others were called back, right?
Yeah, we've put it in the end zone 4 times. But
so the score could have been, 28-6 right now?
I guess in theory it could
be.
But a 14-6 lead is still not shabby for our players.
Still up, so I'm not complaining. I'm sure Warwick's not complaining. I definitely think that they're going to come back to the sidelines and be like, maybe there were some plays that happened we didn't agree with, but they're still playing good. I just don't think they have to beat themselves up about it.
No reason to worry if you're a Wildcat fan because it appears like they have it figured out and how to get into the end zone.
Yeah, so now it's just the defense of can they just put a stop or just force Pine Bush to maybe make a mistake that benefits Warwick.
They made a stop on the first drive. Pine Bush was able to score on their second one, so we'll see what this third one makes the trend look like. Oh, we're resetting up the football. It fell off the setter.
Yeah, the weather conditions, even though it's not too bad, it's, slight chills, slight winds.
The wind's definitely helping it make it feel cold out here.
Yeah.
That is New York for you.
Just waiting for the ball to finally find a spot to rest.
You see Seabird finally chuckle. It seemed like he was chuckling a little bit. He'll kick it off this time finally, and that one goes up and off, and it's going to go pretty far. Oh, and it hit him, so it's going to go down to the 20, 30, 35, and he's going to go out of bounds just past the 35.
Yeah, great punt. It had good spin on it. It forced the receiver to kind of bob a little bit, so it allowed Warwick to kind of march the field down a little bit to make a closer stop so Pine Bush doesn't get any extra yardage.
Great kick right there. Great kickoff for Warwick. So now, we just talked about it. The Bushmen have to kind of keep up. Warwick has some unlucky field position and flags and penalties. The Bushmen kind of got a little lucky in that first quarter, so they got to keep up with what this Warwick offense can do.
Yeah, and there you see Anthony Mazza, you see Brody Sullivan, just, having some fun on the bench, as they should.
So we'll see what this offense for the Bushmen is able to do. First down. First and 10, obviously. A lot of time being wasted right here, chewing the clock, it feels like. I think it's running. So it's going to be a handoff this time. It's going to go to the left side, but that's going to be stopped. That is not going anywhere. There's a flag on the play.
It might have been unnecessary roughness or something like that.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a personal foul on Warwick.
Personal foul on the Warwick player.
Might have been on the tackle, but personally, I didn't see anything that warranted a flag, but obviously the official might have saw something that we couldn't see up in the booth.
I guess, I mean, they have a better view than anybody. They are right there on the field, so we'll have to just take the referee's call for it.
Yeah, so Pine Bush is able to now be in Warwick's side of the field. So again, if you're Warwick's defense, you can't let that penalty affect you too much. It's unfortunate that they got that yardage, but now it's just a matter, can they make the stop? Can they make something happen?
Lots of flags so far in this game. Has thrown both of us up here in the booth off, thrown the fans off, thrown the players off.
Yeah, so it's going to be a heavily watched game by the officials. Definitely think they're going to make sure that anything that happens, if they don't see something that, warrants it. So I think both sides got to be careful with it.
They're moving.
Or they're going to move even more.
They're moving even further up the field. I didn't think the penalty is it that big of a penalty? They're really far up there from where we thought they were going to be, but...
Yeah, so it looks like, they started at their own 30-yard line, right?
That's a big penalty.
So now they're on Warwick's 30.
It's a pretty big penalty, but nonetheless, must have been multiple flags. A lot of whistles, but nonetheless, getting ready to start the play, and it's going to be a run around the right side, looking for another flag, and that's a big tackle there by Warwick.
Yeah, so if it was thrown in the backfield, face mask?
That's the only thing I can imagine, or holding, one of the two.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, face mask on Pine Bush, so it's going to go back.
They got extra flags down there or something.
They have about 30 billion flags for this game. I mean, again, I'm not going to question their officiating. They are the ones down there. They know better than us up here, but...
Again, if they see something, they're going to call it. So, again, if you're Warwick or Pine Bush, in both cases, you just got to be careful. You got to play clean. You want to make sure that if you make a tackle, if you're holding on to somebody, it can't be something that the officials can see and they'll call you for it.
Just got to keep playing your own game. Do not let all of these other things get involved into your head.
Yeah, so now they're around the 45-yard line on Warwick's side, Pine Bush.
That seems a little bit better. So we'll see here. It's going to be a run up the right side, and they're going to get about to the 35. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's a second down, but was it a first and long now? So the time's about 8.5 minutes. So it's just... I don't know what's going on.
An interesting second down. They're rushing up this ball. Pine Bush not really giving any time for us to even think. They're going to try and snap this ball. It's going to be another run this time around the right side. And this one is going to go a couple more yards further, but not going to get there, so it's going to be a third down for the Bushmen.
All right, so it's definitely a little bit more manageable for Pine Bush. It looks like about like a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 maybe.
It leaves them options. They can pass the ball. We know they like to run it, so...
Yeah.
What do you do if you're Bushman's coach?
I mean, the only one pass play that they had really was the interception that Pine Bush had. So if they're this close to scoring, I can assume that they're going to try to just run it.
It's the safe bet. The passing attack might get them closer, so we'll have to see. They're really rushing up to the sideline. Try not to get a delay of game. It's going to be a run this time up the middle, and he's going to break free, but he's not going to get completely free. He's going to go down just before the 15. It's going to be a first down.
They do convert that 3rd down to now make it a first down. So, again, Pine Bush, they're just able to fill in those gaps, being able to rush through those openings that were giving them.
See Rashid Richardson coming off the field there. So, Warwick's defense, they haven't been bad so far in this game. A lot of things just haven't gone their way.
Yeah. I mean, same thing can be said for Pine Bush, where it's just, I don't know.
Unfortunate situations and timing have seemed to bite both teams in the butt so far. It's going to be another run play. This time going away the right side, and he's going to get into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Bushmen. Pine Bush puts it back on the board for now a 14-12 game.
Yeah, so it's just another play by Pine Bush, just, using the rush, being able to score.
So, in favor of Warwick, though, because, Pine Bush would have to do it 2 extra points to get a tied game again. So, let's see, back up there, right, number 17, warming up.
Yeah, so they're going to go for 2.
So this is going to try to tie the game up. Warwick struggled a little bit to stop the run this quarter. We'll see if they can stop it here, and no. So that'll be a, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, he did stop it.
Yeah, so it's 14-14.
No, they did get it. I thought they stopped him for a second, but he did get over the plane. So, yes, 14-14 is the score. And there's now a tied-up game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing just a huge battle between these two teams just going back and forth, who strikes, and then the other team strikes right back, so.
If you're Warwick, do you want to chew clock here, or do you want to just score?
I feel like this is it might be the game where it's going to be the last team that has possession and scores. They're going to be the team to win. So I definitely think Warwick, I don't think they want to score too early, because especially you see how dominant Pine Bush has been with their run game. So I think they're going to try to slow it down a little bit, kind of find their tempo, kind of wear out the Pine Bush's defense. But then again, that gives time for Pine Bush's offense to rest a little bit, catch a breath. So
that's the thing. You want to wonder, do you want these running backs? Running backs, obviously, they're running the ball, so they're running a lot harder and a lot more, so they get tired a little easier than a lot of other players. So it's interesting to see. We'll see on the return here. Ryan Sullivan looking for open space, and he's got a lot of open space, and he's going to beat them all down the field, and he's going to outrun all of them. All of the Pine Bush players couldn't get to Ryan Sullivan, and Sullivan puts it back in the end zone.
I mean, I guess that who would have thought?
A touchdown for O'Sullivan, a touchdown for Mazza, and a touchdown for the other Sullivan to start off this game for Warwick in the first half.
That is just a huge swing of momentum.
Huge kick return touchdown. Pine Bush, their offense didn't get any time to cool off. Nor their Warwick defense, though.
Yeah, and that was Ryan Sullivan, right?
Yes, that was Ryan with the touchdown. So that'll put him, doesn't count to his receiving yards, but, that's still another touchdown on the year.
Still a touchdown.
I believe, if my math is correct, that is his 6th. It is.
Yeah, so Warwick's lining up for the kick now.
Looking to just make it a 21-14 game. No need to go for anything crazy at this point. There's Cole Haskey, the kicker. Just insane. I feel like every play you can imagine so far has happened.
It's just been a huge game of huge plays.
No safeties yet, but we've seen feel like everything else. And the kick is up, and it's going to, I believe. No good.
No good.
I think he got his hand in there. So a 20-14 lead for the Wildcats is still nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, so you're going 20-14. It's kind of unfortunate that Warwick's defense isn't able to rest as much, but at least they have a lead to defend. But yeah, with about 6 minutes 46 seconds left, I think Warwick's defense, they're going to need to make some stops. If
you're Warwick's defense, do you? Obviously you don't let the other team score, but if you're near the end zone, right? Do you almost just want, subconsciously, do you think about them scoring and being like, hey, we have 3 minutes on the clock, we can choose some of that and then score ourselves, be the last team on the board?
Yeah, like you said, obviously, they don't want them to score, but if they're in that predicament where it's we trust our offense to score right back, but then again, it's a risk that you might be willing to take, but let's just see what happens here.
Methodical game is what football is sometimes. Oh, almost muffed the kick right there, and he's going to make a few men miss, but he's going to go down at about the 35.
Yeah, so Pine Bush has decent field position. Warwick, I think this is an optimal place for them to get them to stop, because again, with those penalties that we saw before, Pine Bush was able to march right down the field into scoring position almost, right off the bat. So if everything works out for Warwick's favor, maybe they get some key stops in the run, forcing them to pass. Again, we haven't seen them pass that much because
one pass, one interception so far from Pine Bush.
Yeah, we really haven't seen a lot from Pine Bush's offense, just again with the different events that have happened.
Signaling for motion, it's going to be another handoff this time to number 20.
But I believe that there was a whistle.
Yeah, there's a few whistles. I was kind of confused there in the play. It might be a delay.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. I don't see any side moving either way.
You see the refs talking, obviously, right here, trying to confirm the penalty.
Yeah, so let's see what happens here.
It's a flag on Warwick.
Or it might have been a timeout.
Or is that timeout?
Oh, no, it's a penalty.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a flag.
Yeah, I didn't see any yellow in the field, though.
You could tell because of how aggressively the refs talk to each other if it's a flag or not.
It also depends on how quick they talk.
So that'll be, well, is it on? Yeah, I guess it is. It really didn't seem like it's that much of an effect, a 5-yard penalty. So first down for Pine Bush. It's going to be a run around to the left side now. And he's not going to really have very much open lane to go. He's going to get taken down about 3-4 yards through.
Yeah, it's going to be a second down still. I mean, again, you're lucky if you're Warwick. You know, that penalty, whatever it was, it might have been a false start. Again, we don't know for sure, but you're lucky that that penalty really didn't cost you that much. I mean, yeah, it gave you 5 yards, but if you're thinking about it, it's just a 2nd and 5 right now. So,
you know, Warwick, got to keep in mind, this defense has been on the field a lot tonight.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely not ideal, but then again, it's just got to make it up with the offense. If, you know, Pine Bush is scoring, then how can your offense respond?
second down now. It's going to be a run up the gut, and he's going to have a lot of running room, but he's going to get stopped at about the Warwick 40, and he's going to go backwards a little bit. But
yeah, it took a couple of Warwick defenders to make that stop. And again, you can just see the dominance that Pine Bush has in running it. It doesn't really look like they're going to be throwing it that much if they're playing like this.
Number 20 has been a force behind the line for Pine Bush so far.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, as time is winding down, you can definitely see that defensive coordinator Ryan Tobin's probably thinking of different ways you can maybe stop him. Again, they watch the film, they see the different stats that he has. So it's a matter of what can we do to force them to pass the ball.
Oh, and it's going to be a fumble.
It's a fumble. Is that Warwick's ball? They're all signaling it to it.
I think Pine Bush got it. I could be wrong.
Let's see. Oh, it's Warwick's ball.
It is Warwick's ball. You see Aaron Callender back there celebrating, giving the signal to everybody else. Warwick gets the ball, and that is huge for this ball game.
Yeah, you see number 18 on Pine Bush talking to the officials, thinking that maybe he had the ball, but, you know, the officials say it's Warwick's ball, then it's Warwick's.
So I was going to say before that play got off that, you know, for Warwick, it's a big, big stop if they can get it, because they can get the ball back and put 2 touchdowns up on Pine Bush if they can score again. So it's very important if they can score right here.
I definitely think that one of Warwick's biggest, you know, strengths is being able to score while they're up. So, I mean, they're up only 6 points, 20-14, but let's see if they can just add on to it. And again, let the defense maybe take a breath a little bit, because we're still looking about 4 minutes, 50 seconds left in this second quarter. So
Brody's got some time he can kill if he wants to. He's also got the ability to just go put the points on the board.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
We saw it the other time, so.
Brody he's going to hand it off this time. Oh, it's a fake handoff. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to run all the way to the left side, and he's going to get the first down before going out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, just a great play by Brody, just being able to read it and see everything that happens from that.
He was able to read the defense, recognize that they were ready for the run, so he took it himself and went to the left. And that was a successful run for himself. Remember, we forget it a little sometimes, but he is a very mobile quarterback himself.
Yeah, like I said, he's almost like a dual threat where he can throw it long, but he can also run it for long.
We'll see here another first down for the Wildcats versus the Bushmen.
Yes, we got about 4 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Brody steps back. He's got a man open, and it's going to be caught by Dylan Sullivan down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not wasting any effort just driving the ball down. I mean, if their passing is working, why not keep doing it?
Dylan was looking for touchdown number 11 on the year, but he was...
Unfortunately, he is about 5 yards short of it.
10 yards short is the deal.
But again, there's still a lot of game left for that to change, for him to get that touchdown.
You know, people were doubting. Some people say, I've heard some talk, that Warwick that they haven't played a strong enough team yet. Pine Bush, they are the highest ranked team that we've played all season. They're ranked 7th, right behind us, and this is proving to those people that Warwick can compete with these best teams in Section 9. You see a run up the middle right there.
Yeah, they're still going.
They're going to go more than a couple of yards. I think he got to about the 5. Oh, no. Wait, yeah? About the 5 right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're mentioning the ranking, because, again, you know, a lot of people count Warwick out because, again, they're ranked 6th, but then again, it's can they compete with these other teams? We saw them compete with Lady of the Lords, with FDR, and then now we're seeing what you said they're number 7, so it's definitely a huge test to see if Warwick can compete with these teams.
Pine Bush 7th, Warwick 6th entering this game, so it's a big game to see the difference between the two who are ranked right outside the top 5.
Yeah, and I believe Pine Bush is 2-2, and Warwick, again, is 5-0, so it's kind of a meeting of the powerhouse.
Warwick's record the past 3 seasons has been 6-4. If they can get this win tonight, and that ball is going to go over the line and into the end zone? Yeah, it is. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. Aaron Callender able to punch that one in. Puts us up 26-14, correct me?
I believe it's, yeah, right now it's 26-14 until we get that extra point.
26-14, a 2-score lead. That is big for the Wildcats. They have some room to play with now. So, you know, I was just going to say it. I was going to say that Warwick, you know, 6-4 the past 3 seasons. They've been making the playoffs, but they were first-round exits. This is, if they can pull this win off, marginally better than the past couple years.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're starting out 5-0, again, obviously they're looking to go 6-0. It's being able to start undefeated. It just sets that precedent for the season where it's like we just want to keep winning. You know, obviously we don't want to lose. Nobody wants to lose, but it gives them that extra motivation. Again, we saw the game against Middletown. We saw the homecoming game, the Spear Trophy against Goshen. It just seems like everything is working for Warwick and this team.
Warwick, it's firing on all cylinders. You know, even the run right there, we don't talk about them as much, but I'm going to give them some credit. Aaron Callender and Giacomo, number 42, you know, those two, they carry that run game on their back a lot of the time. Are they going for 2 here?
Yeah, it looks, you know, why not? If their offense is working, let's see if they can do it.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Give it a 28-14 lead. Make it 2 scores. Ensure that that lead is going to stay where it is. Brody, obviously the only one in the backfield. Oh, actually, no, Callender's back there too.
Yeah, so let's see what Brody's got.
He's going to roll out to his right, looking for anybody. He's got an open man, and it's going to be caught by Anthony Mazza. The 2 points is good. 28-14 for the Wildcats as Pine Bush will take the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 2:53 left on the clock. And, again, now they're up 2 touchdowns and with those extra points. So if you're Warwick, you just got to keep applying the pressure. Just make Pine Bush have to score. Because, again, they're having 3 minutes left in this quarter. Obviously, Pine Bush wants to score to make it not as, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as
big of a margin.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Warwick, they entered this game. They are 7-2 against Pine Bush in the past 20 years, and they're 2-0 against them in the 2020s, looking to make it 3-0. So that's another little motif.
Yeah.
Motive. Motif, I think it's an English word, so my apologies. But a motive for our Wildcats. This Warwick will get ready to kick it off with a little under 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm hoping no English teachers are out in the crowd right now listening to this broadcast.
I'd be very upset if they corrected me. So Siebert getting ready. He's going to kick us off. That's going to go up and, oh, it's like a squib kick.
But I believe there's a whistle, so they might have to just kick this again.
Or was it a fair catch? I'm not sure which of the two.
There is a flag, though, on Warwick's side, so again, it might have been a false start. And let's just wait to get the official word.
Very uncommon at kicks. But mistakes do happen.
Yeah, let's see, it might have been an offsides.
Maybe he just has to re-kick it. I'm not too sure what happened. I think maybe they just didn't whistle for the play, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Looks about the same as it did. So Warwick kicks it off this time. It honestly looks like about a better of a kick than it did the last one. Warwick's going to be able to try and get to the number 8. Oh, wow. It got 2-man to him right there at the 35.
Oh, it's a fumble
again. A fumble again. I think Warwick got it.
Unless
it's not going to count as a fumble.
Yeah, I don't know if they blew the whistle beforehand.
Fighting for that ball.
Yeah, but it looked like the ball did come out, though.
Sideline's not cheering, so it doesn't, maybe the...
Yeah.
It's a flag. It's part of the reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not quite sure. But you can see our defense coming out on here. So obviously Warwick did not get the ball. Whatever
Which is unfortunate,
did happen.
but you know, it's not the end of the world.
I think it's a flag on Pine Bush though, because they're going even further back than they were.
They are, yeah, stepping back.
So I think either way, a good play for Warwick, because they're going to be able to have Pine Bush almost all the way backed up, trying to score on their end zone.
Yeah, again, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left. Again, Pine Bush having to score, you know, being down 2 possessions. So it's going to be a huge task for Pine Bush to try to make something happen.
You know, Pine Bush, they're not known for being extremely offensive heavy like Warwick, but they're going to have to pack on some points right here. A big run. Oh, and he's got open room in front of him. He's going to run it all the way down the sideline. Number 36. He's going to get all the way to the 10, the 5, and he's going to get in the end zone. A huge run for Pine Bush.
Wow. I mean, again, Pine Bush wanted something to happen, and they did.
It's going to be a now 28-20 game pending this extra point, obviously. The Bushmen, they respond quick. But for Warwick, I say this, but now for Warwick, they get the ball back, and they've been scoring pretty quick. So at this point, I don't know what to think is going to happen before half.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting game. It's high scoring. It's everything that you would want in a football game. You know, both sides are doing what they need. Obviously, the defense has been kind of quiet, but again, looks like they're going for 2, maybe.
Remember, I did mention at the stop of this broadcast, Pine Bush is 2-2, but they've lost to some pretty good teams. Minisink, who's ranked above them, and Monroe, who's ranked number 1 in Section 9. It's going to be a go for 2 right here, and it looks like they're going to get it. Yes, they'll get it.
Yeah, they're signaling that he got it.
Yes, so that'll be a 28-22 game. 6 points is the deficit for the Bushmen. But Warwick, they have the opportunity to go back right there and just
yeah, you know,
respond. Gee, stumble over my words.
Yeah, so Warwick scores 7 in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden the second quarter, it's been a huge offensive game where Pine Bush scores 22 and Warwick scores 21. So we've seen, what, 6 touchdowns on both sides?
I think in total, yeah. That's crazy. We were, 13 points in total? You see everyone drawing on the camera over there.
Yeah, so 6 touchdowns on just in this quarter alone.
13 total points in the first quarter, 43 in the second, assuming that math is correct.
I don't want to correct you, but I think it was only 7 because Warwick was the only one that scored.
No, so yes, so then it would be. Oh, so you're right. So I added an extra 6. My apologies. So then yes, it'll be 7 and then 43.
Oh yeah, because they scored that 6 as soon as the second quarter started.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
with
that was the mistake.
2 minutes and 32 seconds left.
So Warwick does have time to go back down there and score and to get another touchdown, but.
See, is this going to be another kickoff return?
Oh no, it's going to go out of bounds. That's a flag, meaning that Warwick's going to have a little bit better field position.
Yeah.
So nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, so again, we've seen a lot of penalties, but it looks like, you know, it's not benefiting one side. I think it's just, you know, if you make one wrong mistake, whether it's a false start, whether it's kicking it out of bounds, you know, both sides are somewhat benefiting from these flags.
So Dylan Sullivan right there. He wants another touchdown.
He's probably thinking about it.
He's having the time of his life out there. So 28-22 the score. Just over 2.5 minutes now in this game, or in the second quarter. Excuse me, first half. Oh, they're gonna redo the kickoff. So I guess the flag indicates that they'll have to kick it even further back. So that is for clarification. Kick is up, and this time it's gonna be out of bounds again. That's gonna be another flag.
I'm trying to wonder, is that a replay or is that the same thing that happened twice?
That is in fact a replay, but the same thing. It was a replay. You know, sometimes mistakes happen. The wind does not obviously help these kickers out here.
Right.
Whoever just shut our door behind us, thank you, because it was getting freezing in here.
I mean, yeah, you're right on the outside, kind of blocking the cold for me, so I appreciate it.
But this will send the Pine Bush kicker out back there for a third go.
Yeah, you think third time's the charm?
I would hope so. For his sake, even. Nobody wants to have to kick a ball more than 3 times if they don't have to.
Yeah, so it looks like they just moved it back, I believe, 5 yards because they started with the 35 that second time. Now it's at the 30.
So that's the 5-yard penalty for going out of bounds. Okay, so we understand now completely.
Glad we can do math.
This kick is going to be – this one will be inbounds. This one's going to be caught by Ryan – I believe that's Ryan Sullivan. It is, and he's going to look for open space, and he's going to get down just past the 45, close to the 50, but no cigar.
I mean, it was a great punt on Pine Bush, but then again, Warwick's able to kind of mount their comeback, being able to march down the field again with number 5, Sullivan, being able to get Warwick in decent field position with about, less than 2 minutes, or almost 2 minutes left.
So I asked you before the last drive, and I'm going to ask you again. If you're Warwick, do you want to score quick here, or do you want to just wait?
I think, you know, with being this tight of a game, I think they're going to try to chew the clock out, but try to obviously score before the end of the half.
You obviously don't want to wait too long, because when you get with 10 seconds left, then you're banking on 1 or 2 plays there.
Yeah, and you got to be smart with the time and, you know, the different plays that you have.
So you'll see, obviously, like we had talked about, they're going to run it this time. That one, though, is not going to go where they want it. There's a flag, though.
There is a flag, so let's see what they call it on.
It's a face mask from what we're hearing. I don't see who on who.
Yes, let's see.
It's a defensive face mask.
Oh, yeah,
that's going to be a penalty on Pine Bush.
Yeah, so Warwick's going to be able to go up a couple more yardage.
So that'll put them just not sure where.
Yeah, I think they're going to figure that out.
Discussing
it. Yeah, it's going to be like at the 40 or no, like the 30.
I think it's an automatic first down.
Yeah, it's going to be like the 37-yard on Pine Bush's side. So
it's a 15-yard penalty. That would make sense.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a huge opportunity for Warwick. I mean, obviously they want to slow it down, but if they're able to score right here, why not?
First downs can be limited. It's going to be a fake run. This time it's going to be a screen pass to Dylan Sullivan. He's going to bounce out outside, and he's going to get just close to a first down. I don't think he got it, though.
I saw Andy Warren over there with the chains having to get out of the way right there.
Head out of dodge, as they like to say. Obviously, doesn't want to get trucked by one of the Sullivan brothers.
I mean, especially if they have full pads on.
I won't hurt Sullivan, but that might hurt Mr. Warren.
Might have a couple bruises.
So, Warwick will now have second down, second and short. So, man, a lot of options. They could probably try and just punch the ball through.
Yeah, we're looking at 2 minutes, 4 seconds. So, yeah, it's just a matter of what they do here. Do they want to score? Do they want to kind of chew the clock down a little bit? I don't think they want Pine Bush to get the ball with too much time left.
Well, obviously, you have to see. Brody, he's gonna screen pass this time to Ryan Sullivan. He's good at making men miss, and he's gonna just stiff arm and truck through. I don't know who that was. Number 21. He gets about the 25. Don't think that's a first though, is it?
Well, let's see.
Second and 7.
So maybe he did get that first down on that run.
So I guess he did get the first. Okay, so that's clarification. It was a first down right there. Now this is the second down play. This time it's gonna be another. Brody's going to scramble out of the pocket, almost a low pass, but Dylan Sullivan's able to recover it, and he's going to be able to get to the first down just about. Oh, he gets close, but he couldn't get over the line.
Yeah, I mean, that's fortunate. It looked like a low pass, almost hit the grass, but they were able to recover it, being able to get a couple more yardage, chewing the clock. Even though it's third down, they're right in scoring position.
So we'll have to see, and I keep saying, I love saying it must be my favorite thing. Everyone loves hearing it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, though, if Warwick is going to score quick here, if they're going to chew the rest of this clock out.
Yeah, I mean, there are already almost a minute left, so I think they're just going to try to punch it in right here.
Warwick, Brody, he's got a lot of time. He looks for an open man and just overthrown Ryan Sullivan.
I mean, that is unfortunate, so that is going to be a fourth down for Warwick.
But it does stop the clock.
Yes, we're looking at about 57 seconds left, so obviously Warwick's going to have to do something to be able to now get the first down, but also maybe try to get the touchdown.
It's fourth and manageable, and the situation is they don't get the ball back after half, so if they're going to punch it through, they got to punch it through now.
Yeah, they want to make sure that if they're able to score, that they're up those 2 possessions again.
That way, if Pine Bush does score, they are still up 1. Oh, there's a whistles. Might be a false start.
I believe it was a timeout.
Timeout was taken. Okay. So that gives me a second to ask you a question. So if you're Pine Bush, what do you plan for from this Warwick offense?
I mean, that's a hard question because obviously Warwick's offense is very unpredictable. We saw a lot of running. We saw a lot of passing. So I don't know if it's fourth and short. They might just try to do a short little pass, like a screen pass that we've seen that worked so well for Warwick so far. But since they're so close to the end zone, about 15 yards or so, it might just be a run.
Is it a fear if you're Warwick to take this? Because we know Brody can do it, and we know the Sullivans and Mazza and all these receivers can catch it. Is it a fear to take a deep shot in the fact that you don't get it?
I wouldn't necessarily risk that because, I mean, obviously you want to get that first down because, again, it is fourth down. So I think, obviously, if they're able to get that first down, then he can maybe fire it into the end zone. But I think for this play specifically, I think it's just going to be a smart, careful play just to get those yards in order to get that first down.
This is the most important play to this point in this game. So we'll see what Brody Frederick and Aaron Callender back there have got planned. Fourth down and pending. Brody takes it. He's going to hand it off to Aaron Callender, who's going to try and push it over, and he's going to lose the football. But I think Warwick might have got it. Pine Bush had a hand on it.
I believe it's going to be Warwick's. I mean, that's just lucky for Warwick, They're so close to it. I mean, obviously the clock is at 48, so I believe it's
a new set of downs. So that's Now they have some options. Even a field goal, you're in range, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's first down. You're able to kind of reconsider what happens. You have 3 tries to get something done.
Ryan Sullivan moving around. Brody's going to scramble around in the pocket. The pocket collapses underneath him, but Ryan Sullivan's going to catch. Oh, and he just so much momentum. He stepped out of bounds, but still catches it. So
couldn't catch himself from staying in, but I think just with that momentum that he had from catching it and turning, unfortunately, he had to step out of bounds.
Honestly, if you're Warwick, I don't want to stop the clock right there.
Yeah, I mean, it gives them time to at least kind of think about what they want to do.
But at the same time, you don't want to leave Pine. I mean, we saw Pine Bush can run down the field, which seems like 80 yards. So
yeah, within what, like 10 seconds. So
yeah, so I mean that's the only fear for Warwick. But
Yeah,
obviously the offense is not thinking about that.
yeah, so I mean we're about like 30 seconds or so left. So I definitely think Warwick's probably going to end the half with the ball.
They're trying to at least. Brody scrambles out. He's got a man on his left, and it's going to be caught by, I believe, Anthony Mazza. No, it was Ryan Sullivan. They were both wearing pink, so Ryan gets it. And it's going to be a first down again. So now, first and goal.
I just want to make sure. I don't think they called that complete. And there's
a flag. Oh, oh, man.
Yeah, so I think it was incomplete and then also a flag.
Well, it's a first down, so we know that, and the offense is staying on the field, so obviously it's Warwick's first and goal here.
Well, it looks like it's coming back, though, maybe? Or, no, unless it's just a timeout. They're going to...
It's a timeout. Well, hold on, what? we are all lost up here. It looks like a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to move the ball back, so there was a penalty on Warwick.
But I think it's going to be a replay of the down, so I think it's still first. No? Second?
Let's see it. I believe it says a third down.
Not quite sure on the ruling here. We'll see, obviously, momentarily when they go back.
It's a third down.
So third down, meaning Warwick's probably pushed back.
You know, if you ask me what's happened in the last,
5 minutes, whole game, I get the same thing. You get the same problem.
Just seems like a lot's happening, and a lot's happening all at once.
Well, what we do know is that Warwick, favorably, at this point with less than, 30, we said?
Yeah, it's like 25 seconds.
Like about 30 seconds. You figure with that amount of time left, it's not, you wouldn't want to think it's not enough for Pine Bush to go score, so now you just want to put it in the end zone.
Right, and I think knowing Brody, you know, it's third down, they have at least a little bit more cushion to throw it, and he's been able to, so I definitely think they might try to go along with this or just some kind of pass that they're able to get extra yardage. That way they have, you know, better range to kick.
With the penalty, it looks like they are a little far back to try and run it, so we'll see what Brody's got here. Will he have some time to throw it? Steps back, looks for an open man, looks to his right side. He's got a man. It's just overthrown, and it's intercepted. I think he kept, no?
No, he
dropped.
not.
No, I thought he got it for a second.
It looked like that too, but as soon as I saw the ref kind of...
Yeah, you were like, no. He's like,
Yeah.
no. But that would have been Brody's first on-air interception of the season. But not to be for Pine Bush, so it'll be fourth down. You think you just take the field goal, right?
Let's see what they're going to do.
I don't think they're going to keep the offense out there.
Well, there goes Brody, so I think they're...
They don't want to hear what I got to say.
I think they got some... I don't know.
They're telling me to do my job, so I'll do my
They're
job.
like, you do yours, I'll do mine.
So Brody here, he's got fourth down. Not a lot of time on the clock. Oh, they're whistles, so it must be a timeout.
Yeah, it's going to be another timeout. I mean, we're about 24 seconds, so that one play that did happen was only like a second and a half, but I love this part of football where it's, you know, you're down to the wire of the clock. You know, you say there's a minute left, but it happens to be, what, another 10 minutes?
5 minutes of a minute. I mean, maybe they'll reconsider. Maybe they'll actually take my advice.
Yeah, maybe.
No, but what do you do, right, Ryan? What are you doing?
I mean, you know, it's... I say you try to go for it. I mean, there's no harm in doing it. I definitely think Warwick's offense is capable of doing it. It's fourth down. If you turn it over, it's not the worst idea, but it's obviously not the most ideal.
Obviously, the fear also comes in 28-22. So if Pine Bush gets the ball back at the start of the next half and scores, and they just take even the extra point, it's a 1-point lead, assuming they get it.
Right, and obviously that's not Warwick's most ideal thing to happen.
Obviously, they would like to just put the points on the board right here and call it a half.
Yeah, it's like I was going to say, try to come up with the yardage of how many yards they have, but I'm just going to say it's definitely a fourth and long.
This is the longest final minute of a first half that I have seen in a long time. Brody steps back. He's going to have to find somebody. He gets that ball out, but he's just... Oh, and it's perfectly placed. Dylan Sullivan's going to get it into the end zone, and another touchdown for another Sullivan.
I mean,
11. I had to stick up 2 fingers. I don't even have enough hands to count how many he's got this season. 11 touchdowns on the year.
I mean, that's just a great thing for Warwick. I mean, as we say that, they wanted to score before this half. Again, those penalties killed them, but being able to just throw it on that 4th and long, it just shows you how much confidence that this team has around Brody. And again, with the receivers that they have, especially Dylan Sullivan, being able to hold that and make it a touchdown.
34 to 22,
Yep.
pending these. I think they're going to go for 2 here. Try and make sure that they can keep a 7-point margin. Pine Bush is forcing their hand right now, so we'll see. Brody rolling out in the pocket. He's looking for somebody, and he's going to be a touch. Oh, I almost said touchdown. so trigger happy, but it's a 2-point conversion that is completed. So 36-22 with basically no time left on the clock.
Yeah, and that 2-point conversion was to Wyatt Vreeland.
An interesting type of play right there.
Yeah, so we got about 16 seconds left, and obviously a lot has happened.
I mean, we've seen a minute has felt like 10, so 16 seconds could probably feel like 3 minutes. So, we'll have to see what this final tick of time has to say here about this first half. But
Yeah, I mean, the question is, does Pine Bush kind of just take the knee, kind of just reset? They don't want to do anything that's too risky, but then again, it's... Because then you say, like, obviously they're able to run it in if they wanted to.
they get the ball back, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously they might try to get some position to maybe get a field goal or, like, I don't know.
I would expect them, obviously, though, to try and just get this into the end zone because they get the ball back, try and tie up the game, or maybe even take the lead if they get that second score back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, it is 36-22 with, again, like 16.2 seconds left approximately, so...
We'll see. Warwick's going to have to obviously kick it off to them here.
Yeah, and I mean, this game has just been very...
I mean, 36-22 is a final game score, not a halftime score.
Yeah, I was
So
going to say, it's a lot of, like, up and downs right now.
Just very, how many points? Rick, is that the clock? I'll just walk off the field.
No, it might have been just the timeout, just to kind of
Reset
figure it out.
Yeah, okay. I was a little confused there. I don't think time expired.
Yeah, so we're still around that 16-second mark left in this second quarter to end the first half.
I was very nervous. I almost missed that. So I was going to say, I believe, I mean, I don't know about you. I'm a math guy, so I'd like to get this right. But I think we got 58 combined points in the first half, both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Warwick scores only 7, and then all of a sudden in the second quarter, Pine Bush with 22, and then Warwick with a whopping 29.
It's a crazy total.
Do you think we can crack 100 total points?
We can. I think that'd be fantastic. Everyone would love to see that. But, well, maybe not the players. Maybe they'll be very tired after this game. But everyone else would love to see that that's watching this. Lucas Siebert's going to kick us off here with the remaining. Oh, it's a very short kick, just right into his hand, just past the 50.
There is a flag, though, on that kickoff. So
it's a very interesting decision. I don't know if it was planned.
Yeah, so Warwick's going to have to kick that off again.
So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, so there'll be 5 yards for the back. I don't know if that was the plan.
You know, I said it before. It's definitely, I think it's this cold weather because, you know, weather has been somewhat warm this past, 5 weeks that they've played. And then all of a sudden you have a Thursday night. It's, you know, starting to freezing up a little bit. So definitely think both teams really didn't prepare for, the elements of this weather. Just, you know, the normal play that they usually have might not match up with the weather that's happening.
Hands and feet get cold before anything else does, so I mean, that would make sense. It's a really good kick, just past the 30, and he's going to get taken down before the 40. No, he's still on his feet. He's going to truck it to the 40. There's a flag on the
There is another flag on the play.
If somebody, I speak this into existence almost, if somebody has counted the amount of flags tonight, I'd love to know the total.
You know, I might just go back and try to do a replay, because I feel like all these flags have been just in this second quarter alone.
It's a very, very clean and quick first quarter. This second quarter has taken a long time.
Yeah, so let's see what the official word is.
It's a personal foul. I don't know on who. Based on where they're positioning the ball, it looks like it might be on...
Oh, it's a face mask
on
Warwick.
So that's going to be a 15 yards?
Yeah, so they're going to, you know...
So they're about the 40, so that's going to take them to the 45 on the other side.
Yeah, so they're going to try to mark it, make sure that they have it anywhere they need.
Oh, no, I don't think... Are they going to start it there? It looks like they're getting ready to line up. So, you see the refs are kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, I think this game is just, it's kind of keeping everybody on their toes. I mean, we're about 9 seconds left, so.
This is really going to be the one play right here. They're going to have to pass it if they want to get in the end zone at this point, I feel like, right? They got maybe one run and one timeout and then pass it.
Yeah.
So you see they're going to, oh, he's going to pass it right now. Oh, and that gets, I think it got stopped. Yeah, it did. It got blocked.
Someone got their hand in there.
I think is that, I couldn't see who that is. It might be Grant Havel. No, it's not. Didn't get to see who it was. But somebody definitely got their hand in there. I saw that ball go straight down. It was 66, excuse me. Sorry, I'm looking through my notes right now. 66 of Michael Hennessy.
Yeah, shout out to him, being able to, stop that pass. And what I don't know what the exact number of passes that they had, but the 2 that I can think of was the 1 interception and then this one that was patted down. So
that is the only 2, actually, for Pine Bush. So you are spot on.
Yeah, so all the scoring that Pine Bush had was on the run.
So that takes off a second, basically.
So yeah, we're about 5 seconds.
A few seconds taken off the clock. They're gonna have to. They're gonna. I don't even know what just happened, but I know that's gonna run the clock down.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the end of the first half.
So with that, everybody, that'll end our first half of Warwick Valley football versus the Pine Bush Bushmen. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back from this 36-22 game, it is Warwick Valley football.
Mike Rowe on the student organization known as Skills USA.
Well, everybody talks about high unemployment. It seems to me that the real problem is the skills gap. There are opportunities available, millions of them. Skills USA is on the front line. They're encouraging soft skills and specific skills. They're the connective tissue in between the opportunities that exist and the hopes that a lot of parents and kids have for their own future.
Learn more at skillsusa.org and microworks.org.
Skills USA, champions at work.
Welcome back to CIHC Morgan Field here. Obviously, I'm Makai Winfrey, and we got Ryan Dixtanza up here in the booth. Second half of the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Pine Bush Bushmen. I love the name Bushmen, but I also don't at the same time. Like, it's funny because it makes sense.
I mean, it's hard to say when you say the Pine Bush
Bushmen. You got to stop yourself.
It like almost like plays a trick. I'm like, wait, is that like?
I feel like it would have been even better if they called themselves the Pine Bush Piners. Like, that would have been even funnier. But nonetheless.
Or the Pine Bushmen.
Pine Bushmen. That's a tongue twister. Just saying Pine Bush is a tongue twister. So, obviously, 36-22 was the score at the end of the half. And I'm going to just pose the question. Is Warwick going to take their foot off the gas, you think? Or do you think because of how good Pine Bush is at running the ball, they're just going to keep trying to score?
No, I think Warwick's, they got to come out the gates, defensively and obviously offensively, not. I don't even know. I lost train of thought. So
well, obviously they'll start defensively, but when they go back on offense, I mean.
No, I think it's going to be all gas, no brakes. They've obviously shown that they've been a threat in the air. I think they got to work on their run game a little bit, but I think everything's been working out offensively. Again, some unfortunate penalties that, pushed back some touchdowns, but, they kind of made everything work out with those penalties, but it's, again, I think Warwick, they're not going to have any, I don't want to say mercy, but I don't think they're going to give up on anything. They're just going to keep going. They're going to keep playing.
Siebert's going to kick us off here to start the second half. It's going to go down to about, it's his knees. It's going to go to about the 33, 32.
All right, so no penalties yet.
We're going to have a flag counter up here, I swear.
I think we should have like a little box in the monitor that's like flag counter.
Pop a graphic up at the end of this, how many flags we have. So, obviously, Pine Bush gets the ball. They can run it. We saw their passes. They had I believe no complete passes.
Yeah, we've seen those 2 passes, the one that was the
interception.
And then the one that was blocked at the end of the half.
So we'll see here I imagine it's a run, but it's going to be another handoff. This time it's going to go around the right side, and he's just got so much power in those legs to get the first down.
Yeah, it's almost like Warwick where you kind of hope for we have a player down. Is that the running back?
Yeah, he is the running back. He has not gotten up. Oh, there he goes.
There he goes. All right, just want to make sure that he's okay first.
Sat there for a minute.
I was going to say, I think if you're Warwick, if they're going to keep running it, I think you might want to hope that the runners start getting tired a little bit so they're not as dominant forcing through those gaps. But again, like with Warwick, you want to make sure that Pine Bush, might waste some clock. Because again, they're down 14 points, which means they're down 2 touchdowns and those extra points. So I think Pine Bush, they're going to try to score fast, and the way that they've been doing that right now is the run game.
I'll ask you my question after this play. It's going to be another run, this time around the left side, and that one's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, just another stop by Warwick. Again, they were able to get that first down beforehand, but they're able to stop anything from moving on this time around.
And send them to the second down. My question was going to be if, actually I just forgot it. I had it and I forgot it. I was saying, do you think you drop your linebackers and your defensive line back a tiny bit, prepare for that run, and just be able to stop him a couple of yards, expend the energy, and not allow him to get far?
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, obviously they want to make sure that if they are running it, that you can kind of stop it anyway, and there is a flag.
It's in the backfield, so it might be a false start. Or delay of game?
It's going to be a 5 yards that going to push them back.
It's 5 yards, still second down, so that's going to send them to second and like 16, I want to say, second and 17.
Yeah, which again, I don't think is going to really affect Warwick that much, or even Pine Bush, because they're going to be running the ball, it looks like, this entire game.
The Pine Bush, obviously also running helps in the cold. It's harder to pass it than it is to run it.
Yeah, and catch it. You know, obviously I remember playing flag football in gym. When it's cold out, it's hard to catch the ball.
That's why these players have these gloves, heated gloves, I hope, for their sake. And it's going to be another handoff this time around the right side, and nowhere to go. I thought the ball came out for a second. Excited.
Yeah, you hear somebody yelling, it's like, oh, something happened.
So I thought I missed something that the camera didn't catch, but I was wrong. So third down will be.
And again, like I said, it's a third down. Obviously, it's a big third down for Warwick.
Third down.
You know, especially with Pine Bush coming out of the gates, you know, if they're able to get something to happen. If not, if Warwick's able to stop this, because again, Pine Bush looks like they have about, you know, a solid 10, 11 yards to get to, so it's a third and long. So if Warwick's able to force a fourth down, they're in a great position to then strike.
This is a forced throw, it almost seems like. So we're going to have to see what it's like, but we'll see. And no, it's going to be a handoff.
Oh,
a double toss.
Trickery.
He's got some open yards in front of him, and he's going to be able to get the first down, and he's going to go even further before getting taken down just past the 40.
I mean, you almost got to respect that. It was the one run, and then you see the number one on Pine Bush being able to get almost like the lateral, like the shovel pass, and just getting something. I don't think Warwick was expecting that.
I wasn't even expecting that. They didn't fool me, but I learned from my Goshen game. But they didn't fool me. But yeah, that was a trick play that we haven't seen obviously all game, much of all season. So
yeah, again, it just looks like Pine Bush is going to stick with those runs. They're able to hold on to the ball and just continue running through Warwick.
Big runners they've got in the backfield for Pine Bush, obviously. It's going to be another run this time, and it's going to go all the way around the right side, and I believe he's going to get taken down around the, I don't even.
It looks like they're going to be in the red zone right around the 19-yard line.
Not quite sure who got the tackle right there, but.
Yeah, so again, we see Pine Bush just being able to use the run, and it looks like Warwick was able to stop them a little bit more, but it looks like Pine Bush is finally gaining that momentum, getting the energy, kind of finding the open areas that Warwick's not defending.
Later it gets, the harder it gets to catch, and that's not to the favor of Warwick, who has been a pass-heavy team. Meanwhile, this play is not really going to go anywhere for Pine Bush. Going to hold him to second down.
Yeah, we get another run, so it's going to be about second and 10 again, maybe second and 9 if the refs are a little generous where they spot the ball, but. Yeah, I mean, it's a good sign that Warwick's able to kind of stop that run after Pine Bush was kind of able to move the chains a little bit more. So I definitely think it gives Warwick a breath of fresh air that, like, hey, we got the stop. Let's try to get some more.
So Warwick's defense getting ready. They got a, what was the movie? Remembering the Titans or something? It's Stonewall? You know what I'm talking about. This one's going to be a bounce around to the right side, but not going to get a first down there either. It's going to be another third down.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to stop it. Again, not only that, but you're also kind of letting the clock run. And if anything, this is a good position for Warwick where, let's just say Pine Bush does score. They're still up a possession, but then again, you're wasting the clock.
If they are able to hold them here, they're playing with almost house money. You know, two possession lead and the ball. They could make it 3. That's a recipe for disaster. But I don't want to speak too early. Let's see what Pine Bush is able to do here on third down. They will snap the ball now. It's obviously going to be a run play. He's going to go to the left side. He's got open space, and they're going to miss the tackles, and it's going to go into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchdown for the number 36.
Yeah, it looks like Warwick, they're able to see where he's running. It just looks like they're not able to kind of get that tackle. It looks like number 36 is just able to kind of step right before he gets tackled.
Correct me if I'm wrong, 36-28 now the score. So an 8-point game, 7 or 6 pending on extra 1 or 2 points from Bush.
Yeah, so let's see what they're going to come up here with.
I mean, I don't think Bush has kicked it all game, other than the first attempt that was blocked.
Yeah, so the score is 36-28 with 7:01 left on the clock, and it looks like if Bush is going for 2, I definitely think they're going to talk it over a little bit to see is there something that we can do to then make it an 8-point game, or I'm sorry, a 6-point game then.
I mean, the 2 points obviously is beneficial to them. Warwick, again, would have to keep, they'd force Warwick to have to keep getting 2-point conversions, keep getting two-point conversions.
Yeah, or even just score.
Yeah, I mean, Bush has not had a problem scoring. They just started off behind on the get-go. So this is where that catches up to them, so they have to be able to keep putting these points up. Because Warwick has not struggled with that so far tonight.
I mean, Bush, even though they've been down those 14 points, it's definitely forced Warwick to kind of find a solution into how to stop it.
So we'll see this, a big 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
It affects what they do later in the game.
I think they're going to run it.
I'd imagine so. Got one of their backs in there. And it's going to be a run that's not going to get over.
It was a fumble.
Did they get it back?
Yeah, but
I mean, it won't matter for anything, but that's important because that keeps it an 8-point lead for the Wildcats, 36-28.
I mean, that's great that, even though that Bush was able to score in that possession, now Warwick is up 8. So, I mean, worst case, if they turn the ball back, that means Bush has to score.
Another 2-point.
But then they're going to have to go for another 2-point, which it looks like the 2-point conversions really haven't been on Bush's side tonight.
So, entering this game, I will give some credit to Bush. They had 8 rushing touchdowns. They've definitely added, I think, 3 tonight to that, maybe 4.
Yeah, I mean, after that 22-point quarter for them, So
we added another 6 onto that total. Was like 58 earlier. That's over 60 points combined.
Yeah, so they get this run, they get this rush, and then they had the 3 beforehand. Because all those touchdowns they had
were offensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
So this would be another 4. They're already 8, so they're 12 rushing touchdowns on the year. 19 in total with 7 on the ground or through the air.
Yeah, so definitely when we talked about the keys to the game, where the run has definitely been a huge.
That ball goes out of bounds, and there's a flag. They'll have to kick it again from another 5 yards further back in favor of Warwick.
Yeah, so I believe last quarter, if we remember correctly, that second quarter with those penalties, it just seems like the kickoffs have just been kind of tough on both sides because Warwick and Bush have been both called on that kind of penalty.
Remember, they last beat Warwick in 2019, and their last away win was 362 days ago to the day. So October 13th, for anybody who cares specifically. But 362 days ago was their last away win. They have not won away this season. Both wins came at home.
Yeah, so let's see if 36 is able to kick it inbounds.
There's going to be a really short kick in favor of doing that. Going to be picked up by number 24. That's Sonny Maselli.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they kicked it in bounds, but then again, it's with that short kick, Warwick is now in great field position, almost at the 50-yard line.
So that leaves them some options. They've got time they can kill. They can go score. Do you want to kill? I imagine you want to kill clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, you're up 8 points, so I definitely think that scoring is in mind. But I think what Brody's thinking is let's just kind of take a breath right now. This is our first time, in the game in this quarter, so let's just try to waste the offense a little bit. But then again, as we've seen from him, he's not afraid to just kind of launch it.
Brody is a very capable quarterback to do a lot of different things, so we'll see what this Warwick offense under him does. It's going to be a run this time. I has to bounce, and that's not in favor of Warwick. They're going to go backwards.
Yeah, I believe that was probably a minus 2 or 3 yards on that run.
Obviously, second down.
So it's kind of been the opposite for both teams, where Bush has kind of been able to just run the ball and be able to score those 4 touchdowns. But for Warwick, they haven't been able to run as much, but they've been able to pass.
And passing gets harder, as I said, as it gets colder. So they don't want to have to resort to that if they don't have to, especially considering it's riskier.
Yeah, but I believe Warwick's definitely had more passing attempts than they had rushing so far.
Brody's going to step back and have another one here. And it's a big pass downfield and it's just overthrown to Dylan Sullivan. Or Ryan, honestly. Could have been either.
I believe that was...
It's Anthony Mazza, actually, maybe.
Right. No. Yeah, I think Mazza was just picking that ball up. I believe it was to number 3, so that would be
Dylan Sullivan.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're not afraid to throw it. So now we're looking at a 3rd down. So it's like a 3rd and 12. So again, this is not what... It's not a good position for Warwick because obviously it's their first time back on the field, but definitely think they're trying to, again, try to waste the clock a little bit, force Pine Bush to kind of answer to this, deficit that they have with the 8 points.
Brody said, better get him some gloves. I can't imagine it's too warm on that field.
Yeah, so we're looking at about 6 minutes and 14 seconds left.
In this 3rd quarter, Brody takes the snap. He's going to screen pass it over to his right side, and that just...
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of miscommunication, so that's going to be a 4th down for Warwick.
Which I imagine will just punt this one away.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to step off the field, and the punt team's going to come in for it.
So, 3 and out for Warwick, but not the end of the world, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're still up. You're still, you're still winning, but obviously you know that Pine Bush, they're able to score fast and they're able to score easy. So I definitely think there's going to be a huge test for Warwick's defense to, try to make a stop.
They have only done it once this game. It was at the start of the game. Oh, that punt almost got blocked. But that one is going to go pretty far.
That's a great punt.
That was a great punt. All things considered. And he almost lost the football, but he doesn't. Keeps on to it.
Yeah, so that ball was kicked almost right towards the end zone. So shout out to Berlin Jerry for kicking that.
Way, way better on the punt team. Or punting this quarter so far.
I mean, obviously both sides had kind of trouble, with just the kicking aspect of it. Again, might blame the air. It's colder. The ball's going to be a little bit harder to navigate.
This is a big game for Pine Bush too. I talk about it for Warwick, but for Pine Bush, they've lost to some pretty good teams. They want to get a win over a team that's in the top, 8 or so. They beat Middle. If I'm correct, they beat Middletown. So that's a big team they beat, but they want to beat Warwick, who's ranked ahead of them. Let's see here. It's going to be another run play. This one's not going to go anywhere. It's actually going to go backwards in favor of the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, if Warwick's able to make those kinds of stops where they're running into the middle, I think what Warwick needs to worry about is kind of the runs on the outsides, because it kind of looks like the running backs on Pine Bush are able to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of the Warwick defenders.
It's worth keeping maybe a safety out there.
Yeah, I mean, I know,
out to the side.
I know you mentioned kind of having the defensive line being towards the back of it.
So we'll see here on this 2nd down. And it's going to be another run. This time he tried to bounce outside, but he went further than I thought. I was looking at the wrong person, but still either way, it's not going to be a 1st down. So it's going to be 3rd.
Yeah, it's going to probably be a 3rd and 5, again, depending on where they place it.
So this could be a big stop and a good start in the right direction for this Warwick defense. By the way, I wanted to shout him out for his 1st down stop. Asa Gardner, we didn't get to see him on the field a lot recently, so it's nice to see him get in there and get a good tackle.
I'm just going to say it again, big 3rd down.
We should definitely get like a matching tattoos, big 3rd down, just right across the little wrist. So, but it is a big 3rd down here for the Bushmen. Got to try and convert, obviously. There's a flag.
And that's going to start. Yeah, so that's going to push Pine Bush back. So, again, gives Warwick a little bit more of a breathing room. So instead of having like a short run that can convert the 1st down, it's going to force Pine Bush to kind of maybe think of a different kind of run instead of pushing it up straight the middle.
So you saw on the last 3rd and long they had that they did a trick play. They handed it off the first time, and lateraled it the 2nd time, and they converted about 20 to 25 yards. So we'll see if they try it again, or will Warwick be ready for it?
Yeah, my assumption is probably going to be a run, just based off those 2 passing attempts by Pine Bush.
But we have seen, obviously, different things can happen, things can change. There's a legal guys in motion. I don't know where the flag is on.
Oh, it's a timeout.
That's a timeout. I thought it was a legal motion.
I think we might just be kind of used to any time there's a stop that there's something going on.
That there's be a penalty, but no, this is just a timeout. So, Pine Bush, again, do you think they're just going to try and trick play Warwick, or do you think they're just going to try and run around the outside?
I think they're probably just going to try running on the outside. They've done it before, but then again, Pine Bush looks like they have a lot of tricks up their sleeve, but I don't think they're going to try to risk it, because they've done it before with that kind of lateral pass that they had that ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive, but I don't know. I think they're going to play it safe. They're going to keep doing what's been working for them, which I think is just going to be maybe just a run on the outside.
Warwick has been great at honestly stuffing the middle for the most part.
Yeah, I mean,
a couple slip-ups there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them stop it, but then again, if that's the only thing that Pine Bush is doing is the run game, then it shows that Warwick is locking down on the passing. But again, it doesn't look like Pine Bush has been passing that often, or in that formation. It looks like they kind of know what they're going to do ahead of time with the run.
So I think a 3rd and 9 is the official. I might be wrong, but I think it's 3rd and 9. So 3rd down play right here for the Bushmen. Ball is finally snapped. It's gonna be a handoff to the right side, and he's gonna force him to go down and out of bounds.
Yes, that's going to be a 4th down. It's probably going to be like a 4th and 5. So let's see what they're going to come up with. It looks like the punt team is going to be coming out for Pine Bush.
20 was, or I think it's 20, grabbing his leg a little bit. That's he got up.
Yeah, so I believe this is going to be a punt, but then again, we might see crazier things.
We've seen fakes.
We have seen fakes.
We've seen blocked punts. Wyatt Reeland on homecoming, he blocked a punt and got himself a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, so let's see if Warwick's able to gain any field back.
This is Pine Bush's first punt all game, actually. It's going to be returned here. It's going to go up to the 50. He's going to go to the 45. About the 40 for number 42, Giacomo.
Yeah, that's a great run. Just, it looked like the ball, it took like a weird bounce. He kind of had to find where it was. But, being able to know where the defenders were or where the kick team was coming from, it was definitely a great read by 42 right there, as we see. And just being able to get extra yardage and now being on Pine Bush's side of the field.
Obviously, you see these.
I believe there might have been a penalty on that.
Not sure on what. But
it looks like it's going to be coming back, so I believe it was on Warwick.
I mean, obviously, they'll still get the ball anyway, so for anyone worried, that's not a concern, but...
Well, let's see.
Oh? Yeah, okay. It doesn't look like it's that far back. I mean, you took it to about the 40, right?
Yeah, you see, I get scared because I think I saw the running back from Pine Bush, but then I'm like, oh, no, it's still Warwick's ball because I see number 2 right there, Brody, running out, so I'm like, oh, Brody's obviously not playing defense.
So... it takes them back. I can't quite tell. I think I'm only about 5 yards. So nothing too big.
Yeah, with about 3 minutes and 35 seconds
in this for 3rd quarter. Almost a drop snap right there, but it's going to be a run around the outside for Aaron Callender, who's going to get a handful of yards before going down for 2nd down.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a smart play by Warwick. Again, you don't want to risk throwing it deep, with an interception or just wasting the downs. Instead, they're going to give it to Aaron Callender, who's proved to be a great running back for this Warwick Wildcat team. And again, just kind of slowing the clock down, allows Warwick to kind of breathe a little bit, because I definitely think there's some kind of ambition that they obviously want to score more. Because, again, they want to build that lead so they have a little bit more cushion room on the defensive side.
They're also thinking about chewing that clock. They don't want Pine Bush to get the ball back in case they don't score, and then have almost no time.
Exactly.
It's going to be another handoff this time. That one is not going to go as far. In fact, it's probably going to go about nowhere for Warwick, so it's going to be on 3rd down. Aaron Callender there on the run.
Yeah, again, slowing the clock with 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. So again, 3rd down, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of do a short pass. We've seen them do the screens. But then again, Brody can just kind of sling it maybe to one of the Sullivans or even Anthony Mazza in the deep field.
I mean, he's known for doing that all season, so wouldn't shock me in the slightest. Brody signaling for something over there. Signaling motion for Ryan Sullivan. Brody rolls out to Ryan. He's got into the 50, the 45, 40, and he's going to get a 1st down.
Yeah, like I said, those short little screen passes, at first you might think, oh, they're just going to get a couple more yards, but knowing number 5 with Sullivan, he's able to make those short passes and being able to kind of push it even further.
Obviously, we got some, fast receivers out here. We don't talk about their speed as much but they break down field a lot. That's how those big plays always happen, and Sullivans and Mazza, they're known for being fast.
Yeah, and now Warwick is less than 2 minutes now left on the clock.
here in this third quarter, trying to get to a 40 bomb like they had last time when we played at home when we played Goshen. Low snap right there. It's going to be a handoff this time, but it's going to be a big run, and it's going to get them, I believe, another first down right there.
Yeah, just moving the chains again. It's nice to see Aaron Callender, getting that first down.
Again, I talked about it a little earlier, giving him some respect. He has a couple rushing touchdowns. I don't have the exact number on me, but a couple rushing touchdowns on the year himself. So he's still a very solid running back for Warwick and very useful in his own right.
Yeah, again, just a huge first down conversion for them, just being able to get that fresh set of downs. Again, wasting the clock, and then again, it's going to force Pine Bush to answer back. So definitely Warwick's going to want to score on this.
See Brody getting ready here. They can obviously run on this first down. No need to pass, and they will. It's going to be a quick run. I think he got maybe a yard or two, but got shoved all the way back.
Yeah, so I don't think they gained any, and I don't think they really lost a lot.
I think the whistle blew, and it was another 10-yard gap, so it'll be second down no matter what.
Yeah, so it's going to be a second and long, probably like a 2nd and 8 or so.
I have to see what this Warwick offense has planned. See Monsley coming all the way out here to the right side, Dylan to the left. Brody, and there's 2 people in the backfield with him. It's going to be another handoff this time, but just nowhere to run for Giacomo. He's going to get stopped.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of ran right where all the defenders were. But again, wasting the clock, you're not too scared. Again, it's going to be a 3rd down, and I definitely think they're probably going to look towards the passing game.
Very capable team, can definitely pass the ball. We've seen that the Colt has not affected them tonight, so not a concern, just trying to kill that clock, like you said.
Yeah, we see Aaron Callender come back in, so if anything, they can always get like a nice gain of a run.
Obviously, Callender, they're more power back as compared to Giacomo, who's more elusive.
Yeah, so there's a timeout called. Again, we're looking at, not even a timeout. That was the end of the 3rd quarter.
Oh, well, we completely missed it. So that'll end our 3rd quarter here, guys. Don't go anywhere, though, because when we come back, it'll be Warwick Valley football versus the Pine Bush Bushmen.
When you listen to your favorite band, do you ever wonder why their guitar sounds different from others? The answer is amplifiers. Amplifiers take the signal sound from the guitar and multiply it to make the sound boom. Each amp shapes the sound of the guitar in their own unique way. Hi, I'm Joey Jockle. In today's age, you can not only get virtual amplifiers on your computer, but you can also record a better sound. When guitarists plug in their amps to play their favorite songs, some say there is no better feeling than turning up the volume and hearing it roar, while others love fine-tuning the settings to match the tones of their favorite guitarists. But is playing with a physical amp bad for your hearing? And do you want to spend time trying to recreate tones from different amps just to be disappointed? I know I don't. With virtual amplifiers, they're designed to have hundreds of different amps you can use based off of physical amplifiers, while being cheap and keeping the same tonal properties as a loud amplifier, but safer for your ears. Next time you think about playing guitars, I think you should try virtual amplifiers. Save your ears, save your money, and get your perfect tone.
We're back here for 4th quarter action, right on the dot. Brody Fredericks rolling out on his right. He's got a man open, and it's going to be Ryan Sullivan, and it's going to be, it's caught. Oh, no, it's intercepted. Oh, wow. Number 1 for Pine Bush gets the interception in the end zone, and that's going to be basically a touchback, meaning that ball is going to the 25, 25.
Yeah, well, let's see. No, it looks like Brody's going to. Let me see what's happening here.
Is it called back?
Yeah, I think they said he was out of bounds. So, I mean...
It's a 4th down, so it's a...
Oh, wait. Here comes Brody. No, Brody's still on the field, so I definitely think...
Maybe it's a... Is it a...
Yeah, I think they said he was out of bounds when he caught the interception, so just a breath of fresh air.
4th down, so I mean, are they going to punt this anyway?
No,
or are they going to kick it?
Go for it.
It's a little interesting of a call.
You know what? If they have faith in him, why not?
It was a really close... It was a it was a coin toss between the DB and Ryan Sullivan right there, so I can't blame them. Brody rolls out to his left this time. Now to his right. It's going to be a screen pass. He's got one man to beat. Wyatt Vreeland. He's going to get the first down. It's on the line.
Yeah, he's going to be
I
marked
think he got it.
And
Yes, they'll mark it as a first down, so another first down for Warwick.
that's just a great play by Wyatt Vreeland. Again, just a breath of fresh air. I keep saying a breath of fresh air because it just seems like even if Warwick makes a mistake, it seems like they're able to
Sigh of relief.
Like they recover from it.
Just, we talk about Wyatt on the defense. He's been great for them defensively, but we don't talk about him on the offense. But stepping into that, what do you would say, fullback position almost? A little different.
I mean, he's 6'2", so he's definitely got that height. He's got the advantage just being able to kind of stretch out. And you saw him do like a flip almost.
Brody's going to hand it off this time to Aaron Callender. He's going to bounce to his right side. He's going to get a handful of yards there.
Yeah, so that's probably like a 6-yard gain for Warwick. Again, this is just a great start for them, being able to kind of, what am I going to say, from that interception that was called back. I definitely think that's something that Warwick needed, and for them to just continue dominating. Again, Aaron Callender showed a lot of good signs with the run game.
It allowed them to open their eyes, I think, a little bit. Halftime, they came out and they were better at stopping the run, and that interception that was called back, thankfully for Brody, is allowing them to kind of open and realize what they can do with this offense.
Yeah.
Brody gets ready, steps back. He's going to hand it off this time again to Aaron. Oh, it's a fake hand.
Oh!
Aaron, now it's going to be a pass. Oh, no, and he fumbles it. And that one is not going to get called back. And that's going to be Pine Bush's ball.
That is unfortunate. Aaron Callender had it. It looked like Brody kind of just threw it away. Callender had it, but I think he wasn't expecting that hit, just to let that ball be fumbled.
Aaron Callender, just a great all-around athlete for this team, but just an unfortunate play there is just going to set Warwick back. Luckily for them, though, they've got Pine Bush on their own, 15-10, so not too much wiggle room for this offense.
Yeah, so we're looking at about 10 minutes, 31 seconds. Pine Bush is down 8, so obviously with this drive, they're going to need to score. So I definitely think Warwick is kind of looking to stop that run. But then again, we haven't seen a lot of the pass, so...
If the best case scenario for Warwick is they force a pass out of this team.
Yeah, and hopefully they make a mistake.
They'll hike the ball now. Pine Bush hands it off, obviously. This one's going to go to the left side, and it's really not going to go very far. It's going to be a second down now for Warwick, or for Pine Bush, excuse me.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's going to be a second down, really no gain, no loss, maybe a yard or two that they'll give, but I don't know. Like I said, Warwick's been able to stop those runs like close to the middle, close to where like all the action is happening, but they haven't been really able to stop it when they kind of go on the outside. That's where Pine Bush has been able to kind of gain those big yards, and there is a flag.
It's going to be on Pine Bush.
Yeah, it's going to be a delay of game, so that's going to push them back
even further than they already were. I was going to mention before they threw that flag that Pine Bush is entering this game. They're averaging about 28 points. And, they're at 28 right now, so...
Yeah, so do they stick with that average, or are they able to kind of break that number and go a little bit up? Yeah, like, I assume, like, if they're able to score a touchdown, they're very close to almost getting a safety here. But, again, if they're running, they're not going to be going backwards.
Safeties are not very common in high school football, but I would not put it past this game specifically to see one.
I was going to say, after seeing what's been going on in this game, anything's possible.
Second down now for the Bushmen. And it's going to be a handoff this time. That is going to go nowhere.
And
Big stop.
That is a huge tackle by Warwick for a loss for Pine Bush.
See Hennessy there with a sign of respect to the running back after that big tackle. So third down and a third and long for the Bushmen.
Yeah, so I definitely see that. Warwick, their defense is definitely hyping up the crowd, making them get loud.
This is where you need them to be loud. This is a big third down.
What did I say, man?
It's a big third down, but... For Pine Bush, I mean, if Warwick can get this ball back and be confident with the ball and score again, they could potentially try and put it out of reach.
I mean, especially after that fumble, if they're able to recover from that, again, breath of fresh air, if they're able to get the stop, again, with about 9 minutes left to go.
Third down, you hear the stands rumbling. Oh, false start.
Oh, it's going to be a false start on Pine
Bush. That is disaster for this team. They were getting ready to throw it there. I was kind of interested to see what this team had planned, but...
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's going to be a third down happening there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried passing, but then again, we really haven't. We've only seen 2 pass attempts.
Yeah, 2 or 3 passes and just nothing. No cigar is the saying for Pine Bush. And, you know, they're very far backed up. This is the farthest any team has been back so far this game, pretty much.
Yeah, it looks like they were about like at the 2-yard line.
They're fighting for every inch.
Yeah, so Warwick, I think, probably might try to blitz this.
You see the camera shaking a tad bit, and it's going to be a run this time, a big run, but they're not going to obviously get to the first, and that's going to be a 4th down.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to go back to the line of scrimmage. So, again, it gives Pine Bush that breathing room, but I don't think they're going to be leaving. Or, no, unless they're going to go punt, which would be surprising. I wouldn't see why they would try to go for it if they're down 8 with, 8 minutes left.
Punt is interesting here. Maybe they're thinking Warwick scores, they can get or maybe they can get the ball back from Warwick, but
yeah, I mean, unless they have a lot of hope within their defense that they can force another turnover on Warwick's end. Again, we've seen a lot of loose balls happen this game specifically.
Less interceptions, more just fumbles and turnovers.
Yeah.
Punt is going to go up, and that's a pretty high punt.
He's going to call for a fair catch.
Oh, he dropped it, but he got it anyway.
All right.
So about the 50.
Yeah, so it's about like a 30 or so, maybe a little bit further than a 30-yard punt, but that's a very high punt that he kicked.
It got high. I expected it to go far, but it got high too, so, I mean, hats off to their punter. But this Warwick offense comes back out here. They only got half the field to go and work with, so, an advantage to them. Just going to spit some stats out here. Brody Frederick, I want to put it out this. He has over 1,400 passing yards entering this game, closing in on 1,500. And, he was second in New York State in that category, second in New York State in a lot of categories, completion percentage, and he led the state in touchdowns according to Max Praps. So 17 entering tonight, a couple more, obviously, with tonight happening. So this one's going to be a run from Dylan Sullivan. He's going to bounce all the way right, and we're going to have to see here. And I believe he did not get the first, but he got pretty close. Not quite sure.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably just like a 2 or 3 yard gain. So it's going to, again, be a second down. Again, we're looking at about 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So that stops the clock because they ran out of bounds. So again, if I'm Warwick, I'm just wasting the clock here. I mean, obviously you want to get those first downs, but I wouldn't be too much in a rush. Again, you're only up 8. You've seen the dominance that Pine Bush had in that second quarter. And again, them being the only team to score in the third quarter. So definitely think there's a little bit more of the urgency with Warwick, but I don't think they're looking to essentially score.
Another score for them really does put the game far from, not out, but far from reach. So that's why they're not worried. But Brody Frederick tried to take it himself and nowhere to go, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, so he's just going to be right at the yard of scrimmage, so really no loss on that play. So it's going to be a 3rd down, which I would assume that they would probably try to pass here, because it seems like the running game hasn't really been established by Warwick, and it looks like they're obviously a little bit more comfortable with the pass.
They've got, obviously the goal is just to pass it, get the first down, and go back to running it, so they're not obviously sustaining that pass for this drive, but...
Yeah, so we're going to see what the coordinators of Warwick are trying to kind of look up here and see what they're going to do.
So Brody back there is going to take the snap now. Obviously, it's going to be a pass play. He's got a lot of time. He's trying to dump it off and just... he got it off. And it's going to be a first down. It's going to be a huge first down. Oh, and he comes out with the ball, but you know what? It's fine. You can fumble that out of bounds all you want.
I'm scared that might have been an interception the way he threw that ball, but being able to hold on to it and then obviously just... Yeah, look, he's like, look at that. He's like...
He's as shocked as we are. I knew I saw him get the ball out, and I saw it go right to the 42 of Giacomo, but I didn't think he caught it, and he ran pretty far with it.
Yeah, again, Warwick, I think they're just kind of cooking the clock, again, just trying to make anything happen here.
So that will give them a first down and a fresh set to try and run it out.
Yeah, so about 6 minutes, 20 seconds left, about, the 20-yard line?
They have taken a lot of the clock out. If they can score, it'd be dangerous for Pine Bush. And it's going to be a actually a really good run right here.
And there is a flag on the play. So we get another flag on the play. It's going to be 6 minutes and 5 seconds left. We're going to see what this penalty is called on.
Let's see.
It's going to be a face mask.
Face mask on Pine Bush.
Yeah, it looked like maybe just on that tackle, it did look like he was pulled down pretty hard, so I definitely think the officials saw that there's kind of some hands to the face there that forced him to go down that way.
So that's a 5-yard penalty, I believe, and that's a reset of first down.
Yeah, it's going to be an automatic first down for Warwick.
So, you know, again, you don't want to punch it in the end zone too early, but a 2-touchdown lead, I've said it 3 times. Maybe the 4th time we'll go through.
Yeah, looking at 5 minutes, 50 seconds here.
No rush to get it in, but would like to. Aaron Callender, huge run.
Yeah, again, you can see that the Pine Bush's defense, they're just trying to rip that ball out. Again, we've seen that the loose balls within Warwick, or even with both Warwick and Pine Bush, just everything's unpredictable in this game. So you never know what happens, but it's a good look that they're giving Aaron Callender that ball. Just, you know, they have trust in him that he's able to hold on to it and just go down and start wasting that clock.
It must be really uncomfortable to be sweating and cold.
It's got to be a weird feeling.
It must not be very fun.
Like, it's got to feel good because it's like if you're sweating, it's like, oh, it's the nice air, but then it's like
hard to catch.
Yeah.
Run, and just everything hurts. Meanwhile, it's going to be a second down here. Aaron Callender is going to run it around the outside, but he's not going to get anywhere to go.
All right, so I mean, that's a second down. Again, I don't hate that play call. It's, again, I'm going to just keep being repetitive here. They're just wasting the clock. They're letting the clock run down. Again, we're looking at less than officially 5 minutes now.
Again, it's when you put a 2-touchdown lead up and you got less than 5 minutes, you put a really tall task on the other team. And, you know, if you're Warwick, at what point is there not enough time for them?
I mean, I definitely think if they're able to score within like the next minute or so, then I think it's going to be a tall task for Pine Bush to come back. But then again, we've seen a lot of things happen. Again, their explosiveness with the run.
Crazy things have happened. It's going to be another run this time. It's going to be a huge run from Aaron Callender. He gets it past the 10, and it's a flag on the play.
Yeah, so it's another flag on the play, so it makes me think, is it something with the tackle again? It might have been another face mask. Let's just see what the official ruling is.
Personal foul on Pine Bush. And that's going to help out the Wildcats again.
Yes, that's
another first down.
And you see number 56. Is that Grant Havel?
Yes, that is Grant Havel.
Giving him the flag. They go, oh, sir, I believe you dropped this.
Grant Havel is quite the jokester. So, another first down, and from the 5, and with time ticking, this is all going up Warwick.
Yeah, so with that penalty, they are half distance to the goal line.
So if they can get it in, that'll be 42 points on the board for them. It's going to be a handoff this time, and that one is going to go over the line, and it's going to be another touchdown, and this time Aaron Callender gets it another one, and that puts the Warwick Wildcats up 42-28, trying to steal away this game.
Yeah, that's just a great play by Aaron Callender. Again, you see the extra lineman in on the play because you know they're going to run. You know that they're going to, let the clock run out, especially if they don't get that touchdown. But in this case, they're able to get it, and looks like they might just go for the field goal here, not risk the extra 2-point conversion.
No point, I feel like, at this point, trying to get 2, right? Just no need.
Yeah. I mean, it's always nice to get the extra points, but it's like, at that point, why risk it? You might as well just get the extra point.
You're already up right now, 14 points. This would be 15. This would actually, force a 2-point conversion no matter what if they were to score and get scored again.
All right, so just get that extra point. Hopefully it's an automatic one.
We'll see. Haskew only missed 2 all year. And that one will not be a miss. That one goes through. So 43-28 in favor of the Wildcats.
Yeah, so now it's 43-28, like you said, and I just got to give credit to just Warwick's defense and offense all around. It's been a tough game. Again, we were kind of getting nervous in that second quarter where they scored all those points, but it looks like both teams kind of settled down a little bit. They kind of focused scoring on that second quarter, and then it's kind of been a little, I don't want to say not eventful in the second half, but I think both teams kind of cooled off a little bit.
I mean, we did see a pretty unprecedented second quarter. I mean, it's very uncommon where the score after the second quarter is 36-22. So
that is true. It was a very high-scoring game there, but it's nice to see that both teams are kind of able to kind of settle down a little bit, but
play some defense.
Yeah. So I definitely think the first half has been a huge offensive game, but now I think the second half has been a huge defensive game.
I'd love to say a game of 2 tails. So Siebert is going to kick this off, and that's going to take it to about the 30, 25-ish, and he's going to get taken out about the 35. So Pine Bush, they got to respond.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's 3 minutes, 48 seconds, so even if they respond on this drive, then you got to focus all your defense on getting another stop. Because, again, Warwick, again, is going to kind of get the clock down and winding. So they got to score here, they got to score fast, and they got to hope that Warwick's offense is able to make some kind of mistake.
And then they got to score again, and in this process get at least 2 extra points.
Right, so it's definitely a tall task for them to get that done. But like we said, the way that they've played in that second quarter, if they kind of find something like that, the same energy, it could be an easier task for them. But the only thing that's a trouble for them is that time.
It's not impossible. We have seen crazy things happen, but hopefully for our sake, not tonight. And that's going to be a big tackle right there. He did a double spin before going down.
Yeah, so that's probably like a gain of probably like 3 yards or so. Not too terrible. But then again, if I'm Pine Bush, I would try to pass it.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I mean, we're at like 3 minutes and 25 seconds here.
That's the thing. Like, just with them running as good as they are running, they are killing clock, and you can't do that when you're,
Yeah, I mean, especially,
behind.
What's 43 minus 28?
15 points.
Yeah, so if you're down 15 points, it's like, and you want to score fast, you're not going to do it by the running. I mean, unless you hope you have that explosive run, but that's a risk you're going to have to take.
Maybe you catch the Warwick defense off guard if you're Pine Bush, but
I definitely think how this game's gone, they might just try to keep running.
And no, this one's going to be a pass play, but that one is going to be I don't know if it got hit or if it was an underthrow.
I think that was a blocked, tipped pass. So that's, 3 official pass attempts by Pine Bush. One of them was an interception, and the 2 were blocked.
In one way, shape, or form, yes. So third down. This is
big third down.
I was going to say this is the third down to decide the game actually for Pine Bush. I know it's a little early with this fourth quarter, but I mean two score deficit, and I mean they'll go for it on fourth seemingly, but.
Yeah, I mean, you have less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 54 seconds. You're down 15. It's a third down.
Obviously, they have to throw it. They have to get down the field. So.
Yeah, they got to make something happen here.
Unless they have some big run play to sign up, which, nope, it's going to be a pass. He's going to look to his left. He's got to... Oh, and it's going to be picked off. And that one, I believe, is Matt Abel, number 11. He's going to run it down the sideline. And that should seal the game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, so, I mean... we can definitely see how Pine Bush's run game kind of dominated this game. And then we see the passing game just really didn't work out for them.
Interception number 13 as a team here in 2024. Referee is talking. I don't know if he was... I don't think there was a flag on that play. Did I miss something?
I mean, if there was, if anything, it would just... If anything, they let the interception happen, it might have just been Warwick has
a couple yards, right?
A couple yards back.
But for Warwick, that doesn't matter. Actually, they probably benefit from that. They would have more, yards to kill out. So
yeah, I mean, they're not forced to score, but even if they did score, then you're even up more points, and that doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they're 43-28, and they've got... it's the end of the fourth quarter here. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it's 2 minutes, 43 seconds. Obviously, they're going to have to kill the clock, but I don't think they're going to be in any rush of scoring.
Unless Brody really wants some yards, I can't imagine. So it's going to be a run this time from Mohammed Ajafapur, and he's going to get a handful of yards himself.
Yeah.
So we'll run around the right side and get about 6 or 7 right there.
So it looks like Warwick's offense kind of has been rejuvenated this time. And it's just we see this entire game that they had so many scoring touchdowns. Unfortunately, some of them were called back. I mean, especially that one interception in the end zone that at first looked like Warwick had it.
They were lucky to be able to get that one back and put it in there. That really sealed the game.
I mean, everything that we talked about, how they have these second chances and they're able to capitalize on them. Where it's they make that mistake, but luckily they're able to fix that the next drive. And it seems that any mistake that they make immediately after,
they learn.
It's
a little bit of a low snap right there, but it's going to be another handoff. That one's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, again, really doesn't matter of a low snap.
Third down there.
Yeah, so now we're officially under 2 minutes here left in the fourth quarter.
I imagine they'll just pass it for the sake of trying to get the first because they're trying to end this game.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a third down, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried running it one more time just to see if they could get the first down with that, but...
We'll see. Brody Frederick in the backfield right there with Muhammad. Brody takes the snap. I was right. It's going to be a screen pass, though. Dylan Sullivan, he's going to have about 8 guys he has to try and beat around the outside, and he's going to beat a lot of them around the outside. Dylan Sullivan.
Shout out to one of our cameramen down there. It looks like he kind of took a little bit of a shoulder hit there.
It's going to be another first down, and it went out of bounds, so they didn't run the clock down like they wanted, but they got the first. So.
Yeah, but I don't want to say anything too early, but I think with this is going to end up as a Warwick victory.
So 6-0, assuming all things steer clean.
Yeah, so we're about a minute 15 again. First down. Warwick has the ball. I think they're going to just run it out. Just run it out.
Here we get ready for the final minute or so of this game. Brody looks like he's going to snap it, and it's going to be another handoff to Muhammad. He's going to go around the left side. He's going to take a couple yards himself before going down. Ooh. Gets a couple yards.
Again, a couple yards, you stay in bounds, you get the tackle, and it kind of looks like they're just going to wait to get into like victory formation here with about, officially less than a minute left to go.
And that kills off 40 seconds, right?
Yeah, so I mean, they got about 30 seconds left to get a play off. And again, the clock is at 47 seconds, so I think they're just kind of wasting the clock here, just waiting for things to happen.
So there'll be likely 2 more snaps, although they're not really going to be plays here. So Warwick moves to 6-0. We won't cover their next game, sadly. They'll be away at Walk Hill, but hopefully they'll come home, and when we come back to cover them, they'll be 7-0. Victory formation, obviously, right here. A sign of respect between both teams. The Pine Bush Bushmen will fall to 2-3, and the Warwick Valley Wildcats move to 6-0 going out of this game. Don't go anywhere, guys, because although this game is over, when we come back, we will have a post game, so stick around.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
A victory for the Warwick Valley Wildcats over the Pine Bush Bushmen, 43-28, going to 6-0. And I've got both of the Sullivans with me. But first, Dylan, Dylan, you had a great game today. Obviously, you have 11 touchdowns on the year. That's an incredible number. How do you feel about that?
I just feel great. I feel great about that. I feel like it's all because we working in practice. We work hard every single day, and it definitely pays off, and it shows.
And Ryan, you had that big punt return touchdown or kick return touchdown. Does that get any better of a feeling?
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. I like the receiving touchdowns more, but kick return always good to bounce back after a defensive let up. But we kept our composure and we stayed in it.
And for our final thoughts, Ryan, a great big win for Warwick and the Wildcats. What do they need to do to come back 7-0 for Washingtonville?
I really can't say much, just the way that they played today, just being resilient. They made some mistakes today, but it didn't get to their head. They were able to just continue to dominate, and I think that's one thing that Warwick's been able to do is just the resilience.
And that's going to do it for the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Pine Bush Bushmen. Thank you guys so much for stopping in, but don't worry, we'll be coming back with more football in the near future.